The Dolphins drive back. They take the lead, and you know what's going to happen. 2 minutes left in the game, and here's Matty Ice, who they could have drafted, 15 years ago? Instead, Bill Parcells, the tuna, who's helped start the trend towards the bottom of the ocean, my friends.
Yep.
It was the tuna. It's all on the tuna. Why don't we go back to the tuna? Bill Parcells, we thought he was going to be the savior. Teams that are bad are always looking for saviors, and they believe that whoever the next incoming the guy is, whatever component that is, whether it's a coach, GM, loaner, quarterback, a number one pick, free agent signing, they always think, wow, this is going to be the guy. And it never is. More often than not, it turns out that guy is indeed the Mike Tannenbaum saboteur that buries your team. The Atlanta Falcons organization is always, it seems like, in some form of upheaval, is it not?
Oh, yeah.
So they come in here, a disheveled mess, and here's Greer with what should be a very polished team 3 years after a tank job, loaded with all kinds of great new talent, and sparked by a fresh young quarterback who they had targeted all along to be the guy that was going to guide their fortunes. And I literally thought Deshaun Watson was going to start the fourth quarter. Right? Chris Greer's on the phone the entire first half. Hey, we'll take him. No, I don't care. Tell us the way to call me. Lubie, I will say this. Offensive line wasn't horrendous in this game. I thought they were given too ample time to throw the football. Am I wrong about that? And, they were able to run the ball.
They ran the ball well. They ran the ball well.
Yeah. So the offensive line was good. That's usually the first thing you point to when you're looking at a Dolphin loss. Tua wasn't half bad, although that one bozoic play,
that was bad.
They should have a separate category for that. Turnovers and then bozoic. And that's what that was, right? Where the guy just is getting annihilated as he throws a ball. And they really do. They invoke the infield fly roll. Okay, infield fly roll. Runners on second and third, man. And here comes Seabiscuit coming out of the turn. And get your racing farm here. Racing farm. Absolutely beautiful to be here. It's the Hialeah Park Trivia Challenge. And if you haven't caught this yet, just a masterpiece orchestrated by Jack Namer and the whole crew here on Ion Channel. Now, people are saying, well, the video, you guys really need to step it up a little bit. It's it's Lubie picking his nose. I mean, the kind of stuff that we've been showing probably would come under, the heading of illegal obscenities. And yet, people are still digging the show. So Jack has the brainstorm, and he says, hey, why don't we put you out front of the clubhouse of Hialeah Park? I said, how the hell are you going to do that, man? It's dark outside. When we start the show, he said, I have a way. And so we have pioneered our way. If you haven't caught the video of the program yet, definitely click on the ionchannel.com, put on the Defo Show, and we are outside of Hialeah Park's clubhouse as we speak, or so it seems. But the beauty of the illusion of television has put us right out front where we want to be with the Hialeah Park Trivia Challenge, brought to you by the great people at Hialeah Park. I'm Jeff Deforrest. Let me introduce the crew to you. And were you in a fight at the bar before you got here? Did somebody throw a drink in your face and miss? The Paulie man, Paul Massell, co-creator of the game and a longtime associate, 25 years here with me, now the Hialeah Park Trivia Challenge. And it's great, too. I don't know if this is a byproduct of old age, but, and there was a certain amount of nervousness on the set here before we got started because we couldn't find you and you couldn't find us. And even though now, is this because, you're a septuagenarian and a couple of years into it? Because all of a sudden, you're not exactly Magellan anymore, Paulie, man. But how are you? Good to have you on the program.
Good. Very good.
You found your way here. What was the deal? I mean, what did you have? One of those old AAA maps that you were using? And then, you kept. Were you firing the phone every time you called me to ask how to get to the clubhouse entrance here?
Boy, I really got confused this morning, Deep.
Very good. And we have Jersey Kyle in for Dave Gergely's Gergely today. And, of course, Jersey, you're quite familiar with this scene. As how many times have you come out of that exit there? It says entrance, but it's an entrance to one thing. And sometimes it's been an exit that, unfortunately, has ended with a little bit of financial damage. But I recall that you had one of the great scores there very early on, and it led to one of the tremendous romantic episodes of your life.
Yes, one of the greatest love stories ever told, and it all started right here at beautiful Hialeah Park, thanks to a $1,400 exacta that fueled the furnace.
Well, when did you end up at the Ritz-Carlton with this girl?
No, it wasn't the Ritz-Carlton. It was Motel 6. No.
Well, that's what it was going to be. I don't know. Do you remember the name of the horse that triggered this thing?
I do not remember the horse, but it's very nice to be here. Let me say that first, and the fact that you're actually wearing pants today because you had to come out of your home studio, that's nice too, you know. And the Paulie man, of course.
Who was that guy? Jeff Toobin, the guy on CNN that got up and unfortunately had like an Elvis-like erection. And there he was on CNN, you know, critiquing the Trump administration, and you know, he's giving you a visual evidence of what he thinks this guy was.
I hate to say that those days are probably gone for you, having an Elvis-like erection, but you know, it's still
Elvis Trujillo, maybe. I don't know about Presley. We've been shut out on that.
Yeah, but it's good to see you guys, and good to be here. Thanks.
Good to have you, and thanks so much. A little last-minute fill-in here, Jersey Kyle, usually with us on our Degenerate Friday shows, which if we can make them look this spectacular, I think we're onto something really big here on Ion Channel. Good to get outside, too, in the fresh air to do this show so early in the morning.
One question I want to ask for the guys. I mean, our great crew here. Is there any way they can transport us out to Del Mar for the Breeders' Cup? It's starting this weekend. I mean, that's what we want.
They were thinking more like some racetrack in Panama.
Oh, nice.
They would ship us to where our handicapping prowess might be
a little
bit more effective. Yeah, for sure. All right, you can dial us up. We'll have 2 games on tap here of the Hialeah Park Trivia Challenge. You guys know how this works. It worked out real well last week, but I would have to say, far and away, this is much more of a spectacular being here at the Hialeah Park Clubhouse entrance today. Dial us up at 888-363-4467. 888-363-4467. That's the number to dial us up if you want to play the game. We'll get into game number 1 in short order here. But a few things to talk about first. I don't know if you guys were in celebration yesterday. I happen to be in the company of the Gambling Gourmet, the great Mike Mayo, and he was very cognizant of the fact that it was National Sandwich Day.
Wow.
And you started to think about your history with sandwiches. Now, when you think of sandwiches, going all the way back, it was always like something simple, like cream cheese and jelly, maybe peanut butter and jelly, and it was Wonder Bread, white, with the crust cut off. That was always the big request.
Right.
Can you cut the crust off? And then your mother would get tired of that. She'd say, "No, just eat it like it is. You want it or not?" But I don't know. I mean, every now and then, were you a fan of egg salad? That used to kind of gross me out when somebody had an egg salad sandwich. What were your sandwiches of choice there in Queens?
Salami with mustard. Generous salami with mustard. And you don't cut off the edges either.
Never cut off the edges. Now, did you ever take the end piece to make a sandwich, one of those salami sandwiches?
Yes, I did.
It had to be, brown mustard, no? I mean, you weren't putting French's on there, were you? Was that even around when you were a kid? Did they have mustard?
Gouldens.
You look great before electricity. Gouldens, yeah, that was a thing. And you would have a few packets that you had ripped off the vendors at Yankee Stadium or Shea. And that was, the mustard that you had stashed in the house. But it's evolved now. And, I don't know. What makes a good sandwich? That was the big question of the day. People like the ones where you need like the, jackhammer or whatever, the jack that you use to take a tire off, just to open your jaws to get around it. That was like Katz's, Carnegie Deli. And the Carnegie Deli one was especially pricey. If you happen to be in the Mirage Sportsbook, that Carnegie Deli next door was, exorbitant.
I think the greatest sandwich I ever had, or the one I remember the most, was when I was working with the tip sheets in the big days of attendance, the front gate at Aqueduct. And an older woman came in and begged me, because I was a handicap, as you know, also, begged me for the double. And I happened to like a horse in the first race that day. So I gave her the double, and she kept telling me, "I'll take care of you. I'll take care of you." I'm not like, I never took money from anyone. A cup of coffee was maybe the most. And looking at some of these characters years later, I'm glad I only took a cup of coffee. But I see them on the mob shows most of them. But the double came in, paid $121.
Wow.
And sure enough, after the second race was official, she sauntered right back to me with a bag, like a bag full of money, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
but I saw some grease on the outside of it. And her exact words, she said to me, I told you I wouldn't forget you if we won. I says, wow, thanks a lot. I opened up, it was a squished tuna fish on white bread. Yeah.
Always want
Squished.
that little oil stain
Yes, yeah, the oil
in the corner
stain.
in a bag, right? You could, yeah, we used to take bets on that when I was a vendor at Shea. And we would take bets. You'd see the oil stain, and you'd then ask the little kid what kind of sandwich he had in there, and routinely it was tuna.
Tuna.
That was it. Now I don't know. I mean, what's your go-to sandwich, Jersey Kyle? You got that stuff? What is that grotesque stuff you got at the Wawa gas station in Jersey as a kid?
I mean, you can never go wrong with a ham and cheese. I mean,
Pork roll and cheese.
No,
though,
pork roll is a Jersey thing, but no, actually, my early days, high school, they used to have that line that you would walk through the cafeteria line, so I got really good at stealing the sandwiches, so it didn't matter. It didn't matter what was out there as long as you could get one and, slip it in there. And
did you ever indulge in those plutonium encased sandwiches that they have at certain Circle K's, 7-Elevens, where you look in there and it really looks like there's some kind of radioactivity going on?
Sometimes late at night, I'll find myself in a 7-Eleven or a Wawa just staring at the sandwiches, because, you want to just put anything in your stomach at that point. And you're right. Some of those things, the green mold, you got to scrape off, before you can eat them.
Whatever happened to the roast beef, though? The roast beef has gone the way of sausage on pizza, like 20 years removed, roast beef.
It's cancel culture on roast beef. Yeah, you mentioned roast beef, unless you're talking about like Johnny Roast Beef.
Yeah, your friend from the track. Yeah.
Speaking of which, Hialeah Park Trivia Challenge. Once again, open phone lines, 888-363-4467. 888-363-4467. If you want to play the game, we'll have 2 games on tap here. I believe we're giving away a LandLubbers gift certificate that was scored by Lubie, who has yet to be heard from since he took off from Newark on what was supposed to be a European vacation. But last seen in Lisbon, as we were saying yesterday, it's like Matt Damon in The Bourne Identity or something. See the Dateline Lisbon, and there's a picture of Lubie, eating and slobbering down some food. But he does have some LandLubbers gift certificates we're giving away as the prize package here. Lenny the Chronic, it's his birthday today.
Wow.
Special shout out to Lenny the Chronic. He was a winner on our original game last week here on the new version of the Hialeah Park Trivia Challenge. The sports betting came into action. Was there any word on that, Paulie, man? I didn't see any revenue. When New Jersey got it, they handled like $8 billion the first day, but that's because you couldn't get onto the Verrazano Bridge unless you were, willing to wait a couple of hours to set foot in Newark or whatever, to make your first sports wager, because they literally they handle that kind of like the wet foot, dry foot thing. With Cuban immigrants,
right.
If you have one toe on the beach, you're good. Otherwise, it's straight back. And it's an ugly thing. I mean, you feel so badly for the guy, right? He's trying to outrun the person, the customs person to the beach there. No, a touchdown, and they go to instant replay.
They got referees on the beach.
You're seeing Mike Zimmer with a face saying, "No, he was there, man. He's on the beach." So anyway, it's the same thing. But what happened? Now you're connected with this with your Magic City. They have lawsuits flying, right?
Yeah, still some things going. I think November 4th or 5th, everything has to be settled, I believe. But Hialeah is one of the point places. Ocala Breeders' Sale, Hialeah, Tampa Bay Downs, Palm Beach Kennel Club, and another Ocala. So it seems like they got the state all mapped out.
Pretty weird. I mean, only Florida could screw this up in this fashion and take something very simple where guys want to just go to a place like Hialeah Park, go into a room with a bunch of their buddies, make a couple of bets on a game, maybe some in-game betting, which I know you're very good at, Paulie, man. Next pitch is going to be a breaking ball for a strike. What can I get on that? 10-1.
I never liked that. We talked about that a few weeks ago. But I do deserve a little credit after last year preseason correctly picking the Tampa Bay Bucks to win the Super Bowl. You remember, right?
Yes.
On this very, on this very
You're
show.
the king of the futures, though.
Atlanta to beat the White Sox in the World Series. Partly right.
Very good. Yeah, I was going to go ahead and put a couple of bucks on Atlanta to win
Yeah, I
the
know
World
you like
Series.
Atlanta also.
10-1 at the beginning of the season, and oddly 12-1 before the playoffs got underway because everybody thought, and all of the money was on the Dodgers, thinking that they were going to get Kershaw miraculously back, and that Trevor Bauer was going to beat whatever rap it is that he's facing, which doesn't look so pretty. I mean, who's in a bigger jackpot there, this guy or Deshaun Watson? With the Dolphins so highly coveted until somebody got in Stephen Ross's face, the owner of the team, and said, "You better not do it, Steve. You better not do it." They're already defecting the fans in bunches. So when you look around the stadium, pretty empty. But that would have been wild, right? They finally get a quarterback that goes 17-0
right
in a regular season, but nobody shows up because they're all boycotting the fact that they picked up this guy that was perceived to be some kind of a sexual slimeball. Speaking of which, I mean. Was there a guy in your neighborhood like the improbable, the unlikely Casanova? It might have been you. No, you were a good-looking kid, Jersey Kyle. And Paulie Man still has a way with the women that is unparalleled, unrivaled by anybody that we've ever known in our lifetime of a male variety. But this Pete Davidson, man, how does he do it? He is like there was a guy, Matthew Wyszynski, back in the day in the old neighborhood in Brooklyn. And no one could figure out how he was getting every babe. I mean, Wyszynski didn't look like anything, right? Parents didn't have money, nothing. It made no sense that this was the guy that every hot babe gravitated towards. And I don't know. Do you find that every time you see Pete Davidson's name mentioned, it's in association with another, society chick?
Very, very true.
Yeah, I mean, did you have a guy like that? I don't know. Were you that guy? No, never you. You were a Casanova from day one.
A good example might be our good friend Brooklyn Bobby.
Oh yeah.
Tipping the scales at 315, right? But
he looks
women
like
love
he's
him.
Getting in a ring with Butterbean Ash.
He's got the television hair. Talk about television hair. He's really got the television.
But he has it slicked back too. I mean, is that part of it? I don't know, but yeah. I mean, do you find that surprising every time there's a Pete Davidson story? Now he's with like Kim Kardashian, which she's one of my favorites of all time because how do you get so filthy rich without having any skill or talent that anybody can define and say, "Oh yeah, she's great at this." Great at what? At being famous. I mean, it's not a bad deal at all. All right, the Breeders' Cup is coming up also, and it's going to be Friday and Saturday. So we're talking about tomorrow, and then how many races do they have altogether? Is it all 12 on Saturday or Breeders' Cup races?
No,
I'm not sure.
No, like 5 on Friday and 7 on Saturday. How about Max Player at 8-1? Any shot, Kyle?
I think got a big shot. I mean, we were. I was mentioning. Evan, don't mention my name. Everyone knows.
You had dinner with him last night.
I did, and of course, the major part of the conversation was the Breeders' Cup, and Max Player very much in play. Good. As we feel he may sit the trip. Baffert's got that Medina Spirit, who was disqualified finally, I guess.
And he also has Victor Conti as his veterinarian.
Yes. There's going to be a lot of testing going on prior to that race. But there's other speed in there, too. We got the big horse that Brad Cox trains. It's going to be in that race. So it may set up for Max Player. And, if you're going to get 10-1, you'll be very fortunate. I don't think we'll get that. But, yeah, no, good-looking horse. And let's take a shot for the price.
The favorite, Nick Sco, one of Cox's, he also has essential quality. But Nick Sco is really something. They just let him go, right? They let him go. He goes on the lead and the party's over. He just gallops along and never comes back to the field.
You would have figured that just the association, I'm assuming, with the New York Knicks. You think that horse was named?
No.
Is that one of your questions today?
That was one of my questions a few weeks ago, yeah.
What's the story behind that? So it has nothing to do with like Dick Barnett and Butch Goldmine?
So I thought it was something with nicking patents, but it's Knicks with a K. It has to do with the owners, the Korean so-and-so, I think. Yeah.
Okay, makes perfect sense. Yes. Very good. All right, down stuff if you want to
play.
K
for Korean, not for New York Knicks.
Going to get into game number 1 of the Hialeah Park Trivia Challenge on this fine Thursday. Happy birthday once again, Lenny the Chronic. Maybe we should honor him with having him be the first player if he's calling in. 888, different number this week, 888-363-4467. 888-363-4467. We're also on Facebook Live, Eye on SFL. Eye on SFL. And you can see us out here in front of the Hialeah Park Clubhouse on the Hialeah Park Trivia Challenge. Hialeah Park, a great place, by the way. They are going to have sports wagering. They're part of the original, indications are. But nobody really knows what's going on yet, even though it's already happening, which is a great thing about any kind of legislative action that takes place in the state of Florida. I don't know what's going on, but Hialeah Park is going to be one of the places that features sports wagering. We're so happy about that. Boxing coming up. Frank Fiore, he sat with our guy, Jack Namer. Very impressive individual, right, Jack? Frank Fiore, and he's put together another boxing card. It's going to be sensational. He gave me some of the details. Released soon on HialeahPark.com. So if you're a boxing fan, tremendous venue for boxing. Did you go to one of the matches there with us, Paulie, man? I don't know if you did.
I don't believe so, no.
All right, yeah, no, great. They put the ring right on where the track, about where the winner's circle was, and then you're on the apron there. And it's absolutely fantastic. Just a great view of the matches, and going to be very, very exciting. So look for that at HialeahPark.com. You can get tickets and information about the upcoming boxing event, which I believe is going to be in January of next year. They're going to make a big announcement coming up, but we're giving you a little preview of it here. And, of course, Breeders' Cup. Tomorrow, you have the Champion Simulcasting Room. We usually just walk right inside this clubhouse entrance here if you're watching on ionchannel.com, and head up to the Champion Simulcasting Room. It's beautifully done. I really did a tremendous job there, as they do with everything at Hialeah Park, and you can get your tickets, I think, still available for both Friday and Saturday to get yourself your own private booth and table and have yourself a great time. Great food and drink available as well at beautiful Hialeah Park. All right, coming back with game number one. Dial us up if you want to play. Be our first player. Our new format here, Eye on Channel. We thank Jack Namer and his crew coming in early this morning and setting everything up. It looks great. 888-363-4467, 888-363-4467. Jersey Kyle Martinez, the one and only Paulie, man. Yes.
I wanted to ask you one question. If you get a hold of Frank Fiore, I was wondering when this boxing event comes around, if I could get on the undercard maybe. Jimmy Haas, who I squeezed 20 about 10 years ago at the track, still owes me that money. I was wondering if maybe, him and I could go at it a little bit at the Hialeah boxing event.
You just want to beat the living daylights out of this guy to get that 20 back. You're better off losing him as a friend. I mean, there were so many empirical truths in the movie Bronx Tale, right? If it only costs you $20 to get rid of the bum, then what the heck? The problem is there are like 300 other guys want to line up for that fight. You're going to have direct connections to Don King to get in the ring with Jimmy Haas because everybody wants their 20 back. All right. We're coming back with more on the Hialeah Park Trivia Challenge, game number one, about to get underway. 888-363-4467 for the LandLubbers gift certificate. Great being out here in front of the Hialeah Park Clubhouse. Jersey Kyle Martinez, Polyman Paul Massell. I'm Jeff Deforrest, and they're coming back with more. Game number one of the Hialeah Park Trivia Challenge in a moment. Now that.
The time.
It is game time.
Play the ponies in style at Champions, the outstanding simulcasting room at beautiful Hialeah Park. Yes, the grand old lady of thoroughbred racing has never been more vibrant, and you can wager on the races from the top tracks around the country while enjoying a cocktail at the Brass Rail Bar or any of the fine food served throughout the facility. If poker is your game, you're covered in style, and you can play all your favorite Vegas-style games, including blackjack, craps, and roulette in Hialeah Park's sizzling hot casino. Get a player's card when you walk through the door for all kinds of generous amenities, including our favorite, free play, when you come out to the ultimate casino and entertainment destination, Hialeah Park.
Hey folks, Tony Segreto here. What if I told you you could go to a great restaurant, feel completely safe because their COVID protocol is unmatched, have an amazing meal, have a great time. When the bill comes, you won't get sticker shock. You're going to say, that's too good to be true. No, it's not, because I'm talking about Texas Roadhouse. Great family atmosphere, great atmosphere for a couple, great atmosphere if you just want to go by yourself and watch a game and have the coldest beer in town. And while you're doing that, have the best bread in town. All at Texas Roadhouse. Everything you get there is fresh every day and made sure it's served at your table, hot and ready to go. And the best part is you don't get sticker shock because the prices are amazing. Texas Roadhouse.
Hey, it's Mike Mayo for Even Keel Fish Shack, corner of A1A and Commercial Boulevard at Lauderdale by the Sea. It's my favorite place now for great seafood in a casual beachfront setting. They got happy hour 4 to 7 Monday through Friday. They got great dishes like grilled oysters, oysters on the half shell, bang bang shrimp, lobster rolls, octopus. They also have burgers and chicken for those who don't like the seafood. They're open 7 days a week for lunch, dinner, and weekend brunch. Go to
She said
Even
she
Keel
took
Fish
this over,
Shack, go
whatever
say
she's
hi to
watching,
Dave and Brad and tell them the Gambling Gourmet sent you.
Recently, we realized it's not just hurricane season that can hurt us. Any time of year, things can happen to your home or
pretty good,
business, and the insurance
Come a long
company
way.
can be your friend, but they also can be your enemy.
Could always
Horizon
see
Public
make sure
Adjusters,
Oh,
Justina
it's so much better,
Testa are here for you to help
great.
this process
I
go
can't
so
believe
much
it.
easier. Before you call the insurance company, call Horizon Public
Tell your guys to
Adjusters
call
and
in.
Justina Testa at 954-809-8752. Would you go into court without an attorney? So why would you go up against an insurance company
We're gonna be
without
calling back
Horizon
here.
Public Adjusters and Justina Testa? 7 to 10 times more money recovered with a public adjuster than if you went on your own. If there's no recovery, there's no fee. Give them a call at 954-809-8752. Why go up against insurance companies alone? You can have Horizon Public Adjusters and Justina Testa on your side.
Buy or lease a Taos and take it to the house at Deal Volkswagen. Anna and her team make your next VW purchase or lease so easy. New inventory rolling in daily and the biggest selection of certified pre-owned vehicles in the business. You can make your deal online at dealvolkswagen.com or visit the beautiful showroom in the classic location, 3601 Bird Road, right in the heart of the Gables. Or give Anna and the team at Deal a call at 305-448-DEEL. Jettas, Passats, Tiguans, Atlas models, and the hottest vehicle in the industry, the new Taos, all at unbeatable prices and
She's
all
watching.
ready to roll off the showroom floor at the #1 Volkswagen dealership around, Deal Volkswagen.
Sounds great.
The great Lawrence Taylor with us here at 940 Wins, 1230 The Zone. Your relationship with Parcells.
We were always been friends from the first time I met him in the University of North Carolina. And Bill was a great guy because he would get on the bus. We'd get on the bus on Sunday. You know, getting ready to play the game, we get on the bus and he'll go through his roll call. He looked down that roll. He say, LT, you here? And I would say, yeah, coach, I'm here. He would say, okay, bus driver, let's go. We got nothing to win.
That's great. From South Florida to the entire world, here is Defo, joined by Lubie, on the Defo Show.
Well, once again, everybody, great to be with you here. The Hialeah Park Trivia Challenge. Jeff Deforrest, we've got the Paulie Man, Paul Massell, and Jersey Kyle in for the great Dave Gergely. You can dial us up. The numbers on the screen if you're plugged in on ionchannel.com, catching a video. A spectacular presentation today. And once again, the lovely and talented Leslie Visser, first woman into the NFL Hall of Fame. I guess Andrea Kramer got in.
I think she's the first woman up every morning because she's up early enough to watch this. You know?
Jack loves this though, and he wanted to superimpose over the Hialeah Park clubhouse entrance 3 fools on stools. Although you're like Shemp on this crew, because you're the fourth stooge coming in.
I was on the also eligible list, and you guys
Yes.
let me come in today. We had a late scratch on Gergels, so that was good.
Vet scratch at the gate,
Yes.
unfortunately, for Dave Gergely. All right, the phone lines are open, and we have multiple lines this week, so we're not going to have to stagger around like Chuck Wepner in the late rounds against Ali to gather up the telephone calls and get you guys into the game. 888-363-4467, right there on the screen. And if you're jogging around town now, you want to pop on Facebook while you're driving in heavy traffic on I-95. Facebook Live. You can catch the video portion of the show, Ion SFL. This Jack Namer has more channels hooked up than El Chapo had tunnels to various prisons and outposts where he could hide out. I mean, I have never seen a guy like intersect so many different things here to get these shows on the air. 888-363-4467. Before we get into the game, though, Paulie Man, your favorite team, the New York Yankees, you had some kind of thing with Cashman you wanted to talk about here, and maybe it's the magic question we often ask on these shows and is often posed about us. How do they keep their jobs? But what's the deal with this cat?
No, the point, always Yankees, Dodgers type of thing from way back. And, the point was that someone was saying the Dodgers, get Max Scherzer, get Trey Turner, and the Yankees get Skippy, the former evil circus clown's youngest son. Bippy, by the way. I never knew his name was Bippy.
Bippy?
The youngest
Is
son.
Skippy's son, huh?
Who had a 5.28 earned run average in the circus league. I mean, the circus league is no walk in the park, though. Let's face it.
Yeah.
All the high wire performers They're all switch hitters. They can play every infield position.
Yeah.
And so, there's a lot of pressure on him to right the ship now. Disappointing Yankee season somewhat. And one more thing about the Clown League. Of course, 1961, Maris hit 61.
Yep.
The Mick hit 54.
Right.
And in the Clown League, Bozo hit 48. Still a Clown League record. So,
but he had that funny-looking bat, man. It was like the size of an oar, and he was just knocking them out of the park.
And what I didn't know, I saw two guys actually, very true story, arguing in Publix, and it had to do with the one said his father played Bozo the Clown's brother, Nozo the Clown. And it really was a Nozo the Clown. He had like pictures and everything. You remember Nozo the Clown?
I don't remember Nozo.
No, I've never heard of him.
Bozo, of course.
Got to look it up.
Yeah.
He was ready to go to war.
Any clown reference usually leans immediately towards Bozo.
The words of George Costanza, he said, "It's go time." My father was Nozo. You say so.
Very good. All right. So you don't think he was getting more threatening phone calls from Lisa Meanwell?
Yeah.
And maybe she was messing with Aaron Boone before they gave him that 3-year contract extension.
You know what? He hasn't done that bad of a job, really, to be honest with you. He's filled some gaps, came up with some great sleepers. The only thing in the next few years, in 2 years maybe, they got some legitimate, looks like potential top players, but everyone is a shortstop or a catcher.
Yeah.
So I don't know what's going to...
You're not one of those Yankee fans, too, that feels that sense of entitlement like our buddy Harvey does, where, Correa, we're going to get him, and we're going to get, Scherzer's going to sign with us, going to leave L.A., he doesn't like it there. And every player that's available, they figure that the Yankees are naturally going to snare, including, and it was great when Harvey had him exhuming the body of Whitey Ford to come back and be part of a 4-man rotation. All right, let's get into the game. Game number 1 of the Hialeah Park Trivia Challenge. Great to be in some form at Hialeah Park. And don't forget about the Champion Simulcasting Room for the Breeders' Cup. Going to be big days there, both tomorrow and Saturday. And tickets are available at hialeahpark.com. 888-363-4467 if you want to play the game. Paulie Man, you ready? Let's get into the game in the traditional fashion with the Paulie Man and some.
Easy baseball. After watching a mammoth George Brett home run, this pitcher remarked, "Man, anything that travels that far ought to have a stewardess on it." Paul Splitteroff, Paul Naso, Paul Rodriguez, or Paulie Shore?
We're going to roll the random phone scrambler to select our first player. Look at this. Barry. Barry, welcome to the Hialeah Park Trivia Challenge. Good to have you on the show. Barry. Good to have you on the show. Barry, speak to us. All right. A little malfunction here as we get things started, but we'll dig up Barry, hopefully, in the next few seconds or so. Is he in the clubhouse? Did he just go into the men's room there for a second to buy a racing form?
I didn't know the windows were open. I would have been there already. I mean, come on.
All right. And out pops with the scrambler, Jerry the driver. Jerry the driver. You're on the Hialeah Park Trivia Challenge. Jerry, hello. Jerry the driver. I sense he's out there. Jerry.
Sounds like he's on the beach.
Jerry. Where are you, my friend? All right, we can't catch Jerry the driver. So, unfortunately, we're having a little bit of a technical problem there with the telephone calls. It's almost like your bookie just, hangs up on you the second that you have like a winner.
I thought it was that girl that I, been trying to date. Every time I call her, she hangs up on me.
All right, we're going to go get that corrected. 888-363-4467. 888-363-4467. All right, we have Jerry the driver. Is that right? Jerry the driver. Welcome to the show, we hope. Hello, Jerry. I hear him breathing.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It sounds like he's on the beach.
We should give him a point. I mean, just
give him a prop.
All right, we're sending you to LandLubbers. Jerry.
Lenny's not going to be happy about that. Somebody else gets the gift card.
Imagine that. Yeah, I mean, on his birthday. How could this guy not win the game? All right, we're working on that. And while we do, we can tell you about, and Paulie Man, highlight going strongly at Magic City Casino.
Yeah, only one victory. The top 3 players, like it's 56, 56, 55. So it's really been something for the title. Goes to November.
When's it get decided? Oh, you were just going to
Goes
tell
to
us.
November 23rd, and the doubles has been just outstanding to play. And I think the beginning of next year when they start again, going to have some new blood, possibly from Dania and parts unknown. But the Hialeah is going great. The great Scott Savin, of course, the poker room, the sports club over by us, where it's set up beautiful. Always some kind of, it had during the baseball season, the baseball toss for 100. During the hoops, foul shot for 100, and now they got a football toss plus the Paulie's pick 3. The 1 o'clock games on Sunday, you pick 3 versus the spread, free to play, win $100.
Not easy to do, but nonetheless, people are doing it.
I can't believe they 9 winners last week, 7 the week before, and the week before with 20 with all the favorites winning, 24 people. Won, and as you know, it's 3 for 3. That's like a 3-team parlay.
Almost impossible, right? I mean, think about all the people in formerly known as suicide pools. Now, what do they call them?
Elimination pools now, I think it's.
Yeah, I mean, out of political correctness, but nonetheless, I mean, the concept. It's hard to even pick one team to win a game with no point spread.
Let's pick this up. Last week, the New York Jets eliminated.
Oh, that was great.
Eliminated many people out of those pools because I think everybody was going Bengals, and one of the greatest upsets. I mean, this kid King. What do you think? Can we call him King Kong because he took over the Empire State there, Paulie? I mean,
they're
everybody
already cutting Zach Wilson. I think he's been given his walking papers.
They love this kid,
by the New York Jets. They've already anointed him the second coming of Joe Willie, and he did look good. Yes. And those kind of records, I mean, it would have been a great part of the trivia question package today because it's always one great guy that has the record. Now that they kind of narrow these things down, it's always the youngest guy to do this and the first guy to do that. He was one of like 3 rookies, I think, to throw for 400 yards or more in his first ever start in the NFL. And the other two, one's always like a great, like Johnny Unitas, and the other is like Bubby Brister. Like, what?
Now, there's a name I haven't heard in a while.
How did that possibly fit
look
in?
At even the World Series MVP, Jorge Soler, right?
Yes.
In mid-season, he was batting 192 for Kansas City.
And that was the Kansas City
MVP.
Clowns, not even. What were they, the Monarchs, Kansas City? What team was the Clowns back in the old Negro leagues?
I don't know. Was there really a team called the Clowns?
Called the Clowns, yeah.
It wasn't one of Paulie Man's made-up leagues?
No, it didn't involve anything, that would ever come near a red nose. That's for sure. All right, we're going to take a short break here and try and come back. Grab your telephone calls, get you into the game. The Hialeah Park Trivia Challenge, 888-363-4467, 888-363-4467. Had a couple of people hanging on, and we're going to try and get you guys on the show and get game number 1 started. The Hialeah Park Trivia Challenge. We have Jersey Kyle here at the Paulie Man Paul Massell. I'm Jeff Deforrest, and Destination Sport Miami. Wow. Is this going to be an asset? Just like Hialeah Park was for so many years, an absolute thing of beauty, and right there kind of galvanized the sporting community here. This is going to be tremendous. Destination Sport Miami already underway. Going to be in Doral, the largest indoor multifaceted athletic facility anywhere in the North American continent, and I would imagine anywhere in the world. I know that there were secret talks with the Sheik from Godolphin Stables saying we must build something bigger. But I don't know that they're going to be able to eclipse the plans for this place, and it's already underway. Fantastic. Great people on the staff there. Randy Moss, really cool guy. We met him at the press conference. He came on our show. We were doing a radio show there that morning, and, remember him? He was like always involved and ensconced in massive turmoil. Including, remember, he was at a parade or something, and he used a local Minneapolis cop when he was with the Vikings as a hood ornament.
Yes.
And then they made him get out of the car, and it was like he opened up the doors to an incubator or something. I mean, just smoke came bellowing out of there. And you thought, well, wow, this guy is really something. I mean, really has a few screws loose. A couple of other incidents, but couldn't have been any more of a well-grounded individual. And good, he's great on that show. The pregame show on ESPN, fantastic. He's part of the package there with Destination Sport Miami. These guys are really going to knock it out of the park. Brian Trottier, Hall of Famer, running the hockey programs. The lovely Jill Ellis, two-time World Cup champion with the U.S. Women's soccer team. She's going to be running their soccer programs. Levon, one of your favorites. I love you, Miami. Levon Hernandez is running the baseball programs, and he's all involved with like youth programs and things like that. So a lot of interesting things happening at Destination Sport Miami, and very happy to have him on board here on the Hialeah Park Trivia Challenge. All right, we're going to try and resurrect our phone lines here and raise them from the dead. So dial us up, 888-363-4467. Back with game number one, or an attempt at game number one of the Hialeah Park Trivia Challenge in a moment. Now that
The time.
it's time to get this thing rolling.
Hey there, it's Mike Mayo. Do you like steaks? Do you like seafood? Do you like classic old Florida charm? You can get that all and more at Tropical Acres Steakhouse and Butcher Shop. It's at 2500
Hello.
in Dania, just
Hello,
west of
hello.
95. The Studiali family
Hello.
has been running the place a long time. It's been there more than
Hello.
7 years. And it is now a place you can get early bird specials.
Barry, are you there? Hello, Barry.
Steaks to take home
Gary,
and go on the grill
Gary.
yourself at the Butcher Shop.
Gary,
That's
can you
open
hear
10
me?
a.m. to
Gary.
10 p.m. every day.
Jerry.
Open for dinner every night starting at 4:30.
Jerry.
They are closed on Sundays. Go to Tropical Acres. It's a place to
Jerry.
go for a great meal, great people, good value. Tropical Acres.
Jerry.
The championship meet is right around the corner at Gulfstream
Jerry,
Park.
Jerry.
The only place for live racing, Gulfstream's action has never been hotter.
Jerry.
Whether it's on the track, in the casino, or part of the dining and entertainment offered at the Village of Gulfstream Park. Currently running Thursday through Sunday, Gulfstream's racing package is the best in the country, with all the top horses and people in the game pointing towards another tremendous winter season. Check out the remodeled first floor casino, open 7 days and nights a week, along with the many special events and concerts happening at Gulfstream Park. You can place your wagers from anywhere at firstbet.com. Check the calendar of events at GulfstreamPark.com. Destination Sport Miami is here to revolutionize the sports landscape in South Florida. The largest indoor multifaceted sports complex in North America is on the way, with distinguished leaders of its various sports programs and unparalleled access to the finest indoor training fields and facilities. Destination Sport Miami will set South Florida apart as the destination of choice for elite athletic training and development, and for its dedication to youth programs and sports on all levels. A phenomenal concept and a powerful undertaking, Destination Sport Miami will also be an important commodity in the sports business community as well. Destination Sport Miami.
Jerry, okay, we
its
got
time
you.
has come.
These days, we're all looking for comfort.
Yeah,
and we're
yeah.
looking for
He's
comfort.
a little
Thank
low, but
goodness
I
for
can hear him.
LandLubbers, Raw Bar and Grill
can hear
in
me,
the
Jerry?
plantation location, because they are making sure
Okay.
you are as comfortable as possible.
Okay.
First of
All
all,
right, we're
they're
gonna
not
stop you on the
only
show here in a
open
minute.
for delivery and pickup. All you have to do is go to LandLubbersBarAndGrill.com for both pickup and free delivery. Their hours have changed a little bit. Monday through Thursday from 3:30 to 10, and Friday, Saturday, and Sunday from 11:30 to 10. You're gonna have the best wings in the world. You're gonna have a great burger. You're gonna have their amazing soups. Again, LandLubbers, Raw Bar and Grill. It's nice and easy. Just go to LandLubbersBarAndGrill.com for both your pickup and free delivery. Thank goodness for LandLubbers for making you always feel right at home.
Since day one of Old School, we've had Catholic Health Services be part of our family. They are recognized as the quintessential rehab facility in the Southeast for strokes, but it goes well beyond strokes because Catholic Health Services is in the community of South Florida to help the community stay healthy. And if they're not healthy, get them healthy and get them back on their feet quicker than they could have ever expected. They do it every single day. It's step and repeat 24/7. Catholic Health Services.
Buy or lease a house and take it to the house at Deal Volkswagen. Anna and her team make your next VW purchase or lease so easy with new inventory rolling in daily and the biggest selection of certified pre-owned vehicles in the business. You can make your deal online at dealvolkswagen.com or visit the beautiful showroom in the classic location, 3601 Bird Road, right in the heart of the Gables. Or give Anna and the team at Deal a call at 305-448-DEEL. Jettas, Passats, Tiguans, Atlas models, and the hottest vehicle in the industry, the new Taos, all at unbeatable prices and all ready to roll off the showroom floor at the #1 Volkswagen dealership around, Deal Volkswagen.
Hear me. I am your new president. From this day on, the official language of San Marcos will be Swedish. Silence. In addition to that, all citizens will be required to change their underwear every half hour. Underwear will be worn on the outside so we can check. Furthermore, all children under 16 years old are now 16 years old.
What's the Spanish word for straitjacket?
Power has driven him mad.
Welcome back to the Defo Show.
Welcome back to the show, Hialeah Park Trivia Challenge. Jeff Deforrest along with the Polyman Paul Massell and Jersey Kyle in for Dave Gergely. And we are attempting to get game number one underway. 888-363-4467. If you'd like to dial us up and play the game, 888-363-4467. We think we've worked out our technical issues. What do you think, Paulie, man? Are you ready to roll the dice on this thing?
Hello, Jeff.
Hello. Is this the Regis Philbin show? I've been trying to call in for days. No, I mean, we're here trying to conduct a trivia challenge here, and a very hefty and lofty prize. A LandLubbers gift certificate is up for grabs. Now, Lenny has about 70 of them. There is we don't even have an expiration date. We actually have a statute of limitations on some of those gift certificates that Lenny's going to try and go ahead and pass off as capital at LandLubbers. But we invite him to call in, and you too at 888-363-4467. We believe we have our phone issues ironed out here in our first attempt with our whole new format here. So bear with us. But we have the Polyman repose that question there, the quote that you threw out there, and we'll start from scratch.
After watching a mammoth George Brett home run, this pitcher remarked, "Man, anything that travels that far ought to have a stewardess on it."
Wait a minute, we need a little more gratuitous radio laughter here.
To have a stewardess on it. Paul Splitteroff, Paul Naso, Paul Rodriguez, or Paulie Shore?
All right, we're going to roll the random phone scrambler. And there it is. We're going to connect with Jerry the driver. Jerry the driver, you're on the Hialeah Park Trivia Challenge, we hope. Jerry.
Hey, good morning.
Hey! We got it. All right.
Jerry, you got room in the trunk for me?
Yeah, hey, let me ask you, is it true that the Dolphins hired Lenny the Chronic as a nutritionist this morning?
Yeah, he's our new fitness coach, strength and conditioning. Lenny the Chronic. All right, very good. You have 1 point. You're in the game.
Horse racing, true or false? Jockey David Cohen's grandfather, Rabbi Abraham Cohen, is a religious scholar who was head of the New York City Rabbinical Council for 12 years. True or false?
True.
That was a pretty good one.
What was
That was a good one.
Rabbi Stanley Cohen?
Abraham Cohen.
Abraham Cohen. That's what threw him off there. One going for 4 here, Jerry. A 3-point question coming up.
Football. Wonder Boy coach Sean McVay actually began his coaching career as an assistant wide receiver coach for what pro team? Washington Redskins, Carolina Panthers, Tennessee Titans, or Tampa Bay Bucks?
Let's go with the Redskins.
Redskins. Incorrect.
Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay. All right. Jerry going for 6 points to set the pace here. Game number 1, Hialeah Park Trivia Challenge.
Football. Former quarterback great Warren Moon ended his career with what team or with Washington Redskins, Atlanta Falcons, Kansas City Chiefs, or Tennessee Titans?
Let's go with the
A. Redskins. A tough draw there
You
for
guys
Jerry.
have an echo. There's an echo on the. You got a big echo on the recording.
All right. Hello. Very good. A little echo canyon effect here, according to Jerry the driver. But
Well, there's nobody here right now. It's echoing through the halls of Hialeah. I mean, come on.
We open up later on for simulcasting, though, and you have that pre-Breeders' Cup card.
Give me the
coming
two,
up.
the two.
The two. All right, 888-363-4467, 888-363-4467. If you'd like to play game number 1 of the Hialeah Park Trivia Challenge, you can dial us up. Also, catch it on Facebook Live, Ion SFL. That would be South Florida. And happy to have the people joining us on that Facebook stream as well as all of the various outlets on Ion Channel at ionchannel.com as we indulge in game number 1 of the Hialeah Park Trivia Challenge. Usually you don't shut out a guy. I mean, you don't come to Las Vegas and talk to a man like Mo Green like that, Paulie, man. You don't shut out a guy like Jerry the Driver with a set of questions. Very difficult.
Yes.
And dial us up if you want to play, 888-363-4467. I'm hoping we have, we're ready to go? Yes. Oh, very good. Okay. Jersey Kyle Martinez, our next set of questions.
This is the quote portion. I'm getting a little used to this now.
Did I look like I was tap dancing there trying to figure out if we had another guy on hold? Yeah,
no, you looked like you knew what you were doing.
I
But
was ready to go into something there, a little cha-cha.
when asked why he suspended the program that allowed his players to bring their wives and girlfriends to Saturday practice sessions during training camp, this former NFL coach said, "I had to because too many of the players were bringing both." Was that Jerry Glanville, Jerry Jones, Jim Jones, or Jerry the Driver?
All right, we're going to circle back to a guy that was on hold earlier here this morning. And we have the Random Scrambler landing on Barry. Barry, you're in the Hialeah Park Trivia Challenge. Good morning, Barry. Barry.
He was a good man, Barry.
You know what? He was a really good guy.
It's a shame that we've lost him.
It's a shame we've lost him in the sea of technicality. Anyway, hopefully we'll be able to connect with Barry here. And,
I don't think we're
continue.
bringing him back. Once you're gone, you're gone,
Yeah,
dude.
that's it. I mean, Lazarus has a better shot at coming back here. All right. Hialeah Park, great place to go. And we'll continue and work out whatever the small technical problem is that we're having with our telephone calls and having the callers hear us. You can dial us up if you want to play. You can still line up. There'll be a second game at 888-363-4467, 888-363-4467. All right, we think we're set now. We're going to take another shot at it. Barry, you're on the Hialeah Park Trivia Challenge. Barry, how are you?
Look at that.
Okay, this is your old buddy, Barry.
The great Barry Cazzuto?
Yeah,
Wow, where are you? Where are you calling from?
I'm in Farragut, Tennessee. That's where I live, Jim.
Oh,
Very nice, my friend. Used to be a neighbor of mine and one of our running mates there in Belmore, Long Island.
You guys ever have a fight as kids, you and Barry?
I don't think so.
No,
he
you
was a
were-
man of
that-
peace. Yeah. He
That was a long time ago.
Yeah, he was smoking weed at 12, so he was a man of peace.
Yes,
in the
yes.
early 60s.
He was on the peace
Turned me
pipe.
on to the Doors. He said, hey, listen to this. There's a song about sex being played on the radio there.
Very nice.
All right. You have 1 point, Barry. Thanks for calling in. And here's your true-false question.
Actress Gina Rodriguez is the daughter of Chicago-based boxing referee Gino Rodriguez.
True or false?
True.
That is true.
Yeah.
wow.
Gino Rodriguez, referee. I still remember he was reffing that match I did in Barranquilla, Colombia, a very frightening evening of broadcasting.
Wow.
Which I don't know if that's going to happen here at Ion Channel with the Hialeah Park Trivia Challenge.
People throwing things at us?
Yeah, and the weird thing about Colombia is, if you're buying more than one drink, they give you the entire bottle, the actual bottle. And then these guys have a vantage point. It's like a 2-deck little arena they had there, and they're throwing them from the upper deck. I'm getting pelted,
Wow.
and their guy won.
Oh,
And Gino Rodriguez was the referee that night. But his daughter's won like a couple of Oscars, right? She's big time.
Yes.
All right, 2 points, Barry. Perfect score so far, going for 5.
Turns out Defo's high school, Belmore Kennedy in Belmore, New York.
He should know this.
In
He
Belmore,
went
New
there,
York. Yes, has been a hotbed for sportscasting talent. Steve Levy of ESPN, who recently celebrated 25 years at the network, was a Belmore Kennedy graduate, along with what other well-known sportscaster? Was it A, Tim Kirchian, B, Adam Schefter, C, Tom Rinaldi, or D, Rachel Nichols?
Yeah, Adam Schefter, man.
Adam
We know that.
Schefter,
He was a
man.
graduate of the same school. I mean, it's like we fit
Yeah,
this
buddy.
guy a potential sweep.
Way to go, Barry. I mean,
Yeah.
you got a little lucky there
You're going to have to
knowing
drive a long way from Tennessee to get that LandLubbers gift certificate.
he gets a question about his old high school. I mean, come on.
Hey, yeah, I was born in Brooklyn, buddy.
Very nice.
Defo, is the fix in here or what? Come on, man.
It sure appears that way. We struggled to get him on the show. We acted like we were having technical problems.
Sure.
We feed this guy a layup here.
Wait till he sees this great gift certificate. He's going to have to pry it away from Lubie, though.
Going to be hard to redeem. All right, you have a 5-point question coming up for the sweep here, Barry. You're in the lead right now in the game.
Buster Douglas, who knocked out Mike Tyson to win the heavyweight title in 1990, had made one prior attempt to win the heavyweight championship, losing a shot at the IBF crown when he was knocked out 3 years prior by who? Was it A, Tony Tucker, B, Chris Bird, C, Jameel McCline, or D, Shannon Briggs?
C.
No, it was A, Tony Tucker.
He looked bad in that fight. You would have never thought in a million years that whatever it was, 45-1, that he could have beaten Mike Tyson. Although Tyson was training on sake and geisha girls for that fight. Remember, he had the two clowns. Speaking of clowns, in the corner, he might have as well have had Skippy, the former circus clown, as a cut man because.
And what was Bozo's brother's name?
Nozo,
yeah.
How come he never achieved the same level of popularity or fame as his illustrious father? I mean, did that plague him his whole life?
Nozo, yeah.
Think he had psychological issues?
He's hanging out with Jimmy Haas now in the breezeway.
All right, we have Barry, my friend Barry from high school, who we fed a couple of gimme layup questions.
Yes.
So it seemed. It did not look like there was some Russian money moved late to Barry, who still is in a position to win the game. He has 5 points. He's setting a pace. Dial us up if you want to play, 888-363-4467. If you want to send money, I think you can also pledge money to the program here. We're going to need it after
the Paulie man new
start
shirt relief fund. He spilled that beer on his shirt earlier. He was a little worried about
I think he
that.
did that deliberately so he could find a way to get off the show there. But you could have gone shirtless. That would have been cool, too. It might have helped us get a few YouTube hits. 888-363. Sportscaster forgets shirt on YouTube debut. 888-363-4467. Facebook Live, I on SFL. That's all like one word, but the word I spelled out. A lot of people think it's just an I, like an I-95, but it's EYEONSFL. Facebook Live, streaming the whole thing as we speak. All right, let's get our next set of questions in. And we will continue game number one on the other side of 8 o'clock here Eastern, where we're at, and the Hialeah Park clubhouse entrance. Splendid day out here, huh? Did you see the flamingos blow by?
Yes, I noticed they were in flight earlier. Not Rodan, they were flamingos.
Why do I always have vultures in my dreams?
Yeah, I don't know. What are you, Alfred Hitchcock?
Sorted
Birds are landing on your head.
The Paulie Man, our esteemed colleague, the Paulie Man, our next set of questions.
This soccer star, when asked if he thought he was volatile, said, I do. I can play in the center, on the right, and sometimes even on the left side. David Beckham, David Spade, David McNally, or Dave Stewart.
Ricardo rolling a random phone scrambler here to select our next player. And we have one of our favorites, one of the all-time perennial champions, Coach. Coach, you're on the Hialeah Park Trivia Challenge. Good morning, Coach.
Good morning, A.
You're correct, Coach. You're right in the game.
Got a hockey true or false. Hockey star Sidney Crosby is a minority owner of the popular Canadian vodka, Iceberg vodka. True or false?
Let's go with true.
No. Absolutely.
I've never heard of iceberg vodka.
Lettuce, maybe. Did you have a piece of that? Yeah, you got a little piece on your teeth. All right, so one going for 4 here, Coach. Just to put you in second place.
Horse racing champion Zenyatta, who won 19 straight before losing by a nose to Blame in the Breeders' Cup Classic, was ridden by Mike Smith and one other jockey who was aboard for her first 3 victories. Was that jockey David Flores, Brice Blanc, Victor Espinoza, or Martin Garcia?
How about A?
Correct.
David Flores, correct.
Wow, the Coach with 4. You're going for 9. This will put you on top here at the midway point of game number 1.
College football. In quarterback Deshaun Watson's first start as a Clemson QB, he set a school record with 6 touchdowns and 435 yards passing. It came against
who?
North Carolina, North Carolina State, Troy, or Virginia?
I think it was against Virginia.
Virginia, incorrect. All right, not bad though, Coach. Coach has 4. My friend Barry Cazuto from way back in the past, huh? Cruising, running the streets of Belmore, Long Island, there. Belmore, Kennedy. We throw him a question on that. Barry had 5. Coach has 4. That's where we stand. You can dial us up if you want to play. We'll continue game number 1. This week's edition of the Hialeah Park Trivia Challenge as we come to you from right outside the clubhouse here. 888-363-4467. 888-363-4467. Jersey Kyle, you have to split and do your day job. We thank you for coming in here and being part of this bold experiment that we're conducting right outside the clubhouse entrance, Hialeah Park. A lot of people kind of gathering around here, too. And nice to see you. Yeah, thank you. Glad you enjoyed the show. The Paulie, man, you're going to stick around, right?
Yes.
Very good.
Do I owe that guy money? I think he's looking at me kind of funny, that one guy there.
No, it's me.
All right, back with more of game number 1 of the Hialeah Park Trivia Challenge. There will be a second game. We'll have a LandLubbers gift certificate we're giving away as part of that package. Don't forget Hialeah Park going to be open for the simulcast of the Breeders' Cup races. They get underway tomorrow from Del Mar. Splendid trip out there we had to Del Mar. Wasn't that a hoot? Now, you've never been there, Paulie?
Paulie, you got to, next year when we do this trip, you got to make it. I mean, that was some of the greatest racing, and what an atmosphere. Perfect weather. And they give you free money when you walk in. They give you a stack of hundreds. So they
who was a female jockey that I condemned for being the worst I'd ever seen in my lifetime?
Piper, she beat you the next race.
And she won the next 3 after that, right? She was getting like a trophy from Trevor Denman down there in the winner's circle.
Apprentice of the year.
It's a pleasure to present the carriage to Bonnie Pfeiffer, or whatever her name was. We had I had no luck there. It was a very star-crossed trip. All right, we're coming back with more on Ion Channel, ionchannel.com. If you're catching the video, thank you very much for tuning in. Thing is growing rapidly. YouTube, it's all over YouTube as well. The Defo Show. Jersey Kyle Martinez was in for Dave Gergely. Paulie Man and I are going to carry the second hour of the program here on our audio and video stream, and we will be back with more in a moment. Now that time to get into the second half.
The sports landscape in South Florida. The largest indoor multifaceted sports complex in North America is on the way, with distinguished leaders of its various sports programs and unparalleled access to the finest indoor training fields and facilities. Destination Sport Miami will set South Florida apart as the destination of choice for elite athletic training and development, and for its dedication to youth programs and sports on all levels. A phenomenal concept and a powerful undertaking, Destination Sport Miami will also be an important commodity in the sports business community as well. Destination Sport Miami, its time has come.
Hey folks, Tony Segreto here. What if I told you you could go to a great restaurant, feel completely safe because their COVID protocol is unmatched, have an amazing meal, have a great time. When the bill comes, you won't get sticker shock. You're going to say, that's too good to be true. No, it's not, because I'm talking about Texas Roadhouse. Great family atmosphere, great atmosphere for a couple, great atmosphere if you just want to go by yourself and watch a game and have the coldest beer in town. And while you're doing that, have the best bread in town. All at Texas Roadhouse. Everything you get there is fresh every day and made sure it's served at your table, hot and ready to go. And the best part is you don't get sticker shock because the prices are amazing. Texas Roadhouse.
Recently, we realized it's not just hurricane season that can hurt us. Any time of year, things can happen to your home or business. And the insurance company can be your friend, but they also can be your enemy. Horizon Public Adjusters, Justina Testa, are here for you to help this process go so much easier. Before you call the insurance company, call Horizon Public Adjusters and Justina Testa at 954-809-8752. Would you go into court without an attorney? So why would you go up against an insurance company without Horizon Public Adjusters and Justina Testa? 7 to 10 times more money recovered with a public adjuster than if you went on your own. If there's no recovery, there's no fee. Give them a call at 954-809-8752. Why go up against insurance companies alone? You can have Horizon Public Adjusters and Justina Testa on your side.
Play the ponies in style at Champions, the outstanding simulcasting room at beautiful Hialeah Park. Yes, the grand old lady of thoroughbred racing has never been more vibrant, and you can wager on the races from the top tracks around the country while enjoying a cocktail at the Brass Rail Bar or any of the fine food served throughout the facility. If poker is your game, you're covered in style. And you can play all your favorite Vegas-style games, including blackjack, craps, and roulette. in Hialeah Park's sizzling hot casino. Get a player's card when you walk through the door for all kinds of generous amenities, including our favorite, free play, when you come out to the ultimate casino and entertainment destination, Hialeah Park.
These days, we're all looking for comfort anywhere we can find it. Thank goodness for LandLubbers Raw Bar and Grill in the Plantation location, because they are making sure you are as comfortable as possible. First of all, they're not only open for delivery and pickup. All you have to do is go to LandLubbersBarAndGrill.com for both pickup and free delivery. Their hours have changed a little bit. Monday through Thursday from 3:30 to 10, and Friday, Saturday, and Sunday from 11:30 to 10. You're going to have the best wings in the world. You're going to have a great burger. You're going to have their amazing soups. Again, LandLubbers, Raw Bar and Grill. It's nice and easy. Just go to LandLubbersBarAndGrill.com for both your pickup and free delivery. Thank goodness for LandLubbers for making you always feel right at home.
Hey, it's Mike Mayo, the Gambling Gourmet here for my friends over at Shenanigans Sports Pub. It's a great place to go to take in a game, a good meal, and a couple of drinks. My friend Patrick, he's been doing it a long time, and he's got 2 locations. West Side is right across from TY Park in Hollywood. And then the East Side location is at 1300 South Federal Highway in Dania Beach. Shenanigans is the place for wings, burgers, barbecue, fresh fish, anything you want, drink specials, late night dining, outdoor dining. It is the place to go, family friendly. Go to Shenanigans and tell them the Gambling Gourmet sent you.
You can't fake caring. Women can sense this immediately. You don't really care. You didn't really want to do any of this.
We now return to the Defo Show.
Welcome back to the show. Glad to have you with us here. The Hialeah Park Trivia Challenge. Jeff Deforrest, Jersey Kyle Martinez had to exit for his regular gig that he has. We appreciate him coming by and being a part of the program. The Paulie Man Paul Massell is here. And this was a game that, as we told you many, many times, its history was based on finding a way out of total desperation, where we have been rejected so many times and in so many different ways and slapped around. And we were trying to do a horse racing show, which is appropriate that we circle back to the horse racing business here. And they've been our biggest supporters on this particular show, the Hialeah Park Trivia Challenge. And great to be positioned where we are here outside the clubhouse entrance of Hialeah Park. Sure. And if you're wondering how it got light outside before it got light in the regular daytime as you're driving to work,
That's
it's the miracle of television. Yeah, that's what it's all about. And Paulie Man and I, we started this game 25 years ago. Dave Gergely, usually a part of it, should be with us next week. When he sees where we're hanging, I mean, doesn't it seem like we're the track handicappers here, getting set to bury their unsuspecting public with a string of favorites that taste like milk of magnesia, just burying people with chalk after chalk as a pick.
Speaking of chalk, with the Breeders' Cup coming up, Friday and Saturday, I think there's 5 races, that the morning line favorite is odds on. 3 to 5, 4 to 5, 4 to 5. Maybe there's 8 to 5, 7 to 5, but pretty unusual. A couple, I don't know, non-betting affairs.
Well, what's going to be the deal with Baffert? How much attention are they going to pay to Baffert and the potential that these horses are racing on substances that have been banned? At tracks, in Istanbul, they won't even let the trotters run on this stuff. But what do you make of all of that? I mean, do you think he's playing a game on a level? Does he have a legitimate reason to have a beef with the people that are attacking him about Medina Spirit? And when are they going to make a call on whether or not this horse won the Kentucky Derby?
It's so funny with everything, but the way it's gone now, just with the trainers, if he played fair or not, you had. Going back, there was Wayne Lucas. Then it moved into Pletcher Baffert, East Coast, West Coast, right? Then Chad Brown. And now Brad Cox, the last few years, is a boy.
Winning virtually
what
everything.
What a trainer.
All right. Hopefully you'll have some insight. Maybe we can pick your brain a little bit on Degenerate Friday.
That's so big.
We're like Phil Swift in that Flex Seal commercial. All of a sudden, a giant staggering over the entire Hialeah grounds here. All right, dial us up if you want to play. 888-363-4467. 888-363-4467. We started game number 1 in the first hour of the program. Barry, my friend Barry from high school, tallied 5 points, so he's currently in the lead. And Coach ended up with 4 points, so he's jogging in there. in second place right now. We will have a second game. We're giving away a LandLubbers gift certificate. Hialeah Park, the place to be for the Breeders' Cup simulcast. Gets underway tomorrow. What time in the afternoon, Paulie, man, are we looking at for the Breeders' Cup?
I'm not sure. Tomorrow, I think it starts in the sixth race. There's 5.
Oh, okay. Yeah, 5 races going, and those are all the
Breeders'
2-year-old
Cup, I think,
races?
starts the 6th, I think. Well, it was fillies mostly, right? A lot of fillies, but I think then last year they mixed it up a little again. But,
all right. And no particular horses that you're going to... Oh, you mentioned one earlier.
I'm going to use Max Player in the Classic.
All right. Sounds good. All right. Here we go. Back into game number 1. Hialeah Park Trivia Challenge. Once again, 888-363-4467. Great to be here and affiliated with Hialeah Park. As always, great food and drink, too. I mean, that's the best part, right? Go to any of the places to dine there. That Havana Cafe, Little Havana Cafe. Fantastic. You got reasonable prices. It's not ballpark prices here at Hialeah Park. It's great. All right, here we go. Our next set of questions would be me, right?
Yep.
Very good. If you've heard these before, it's strictly coincidental, my friends. Strictly coincidental. All right, asked why he referred to first-round draft pick Lorenzo White as Shrine Game. This former Oilers coach said, because he only runs east and west. Not bad, Paulie, man, right? Was that Jerry Glanville, Jerry Lawler, Jerry Lewis, or Lewis and Clark, which you weren't exactly on your way here to the Ion Channel studios today. All right, here's the Random Scrambler to determine our next player. The Random Scrambler. That's fun. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Lenny the Chronic. Lenny the Chronic, happy birthday. You're on the Hialeah Park Trivia Challenge to celebrate. Lenny, how are you?
Hey, guys, I'm doing good. Thank you very much for the birthday singing.
Did you manage to get out of the trunk, Lenny?
Yeah, he let me out. He put a ribbon on me, though.
Very good. How are you celebrating, by the way, today? Going to the track? What are you going to do?
I'm at work. I walked in and I hit the big 6-0 today.
Oh yeah.
And my office is decorated with big 60s all over the place.
All right, that's 60 years old. That's not 260, is it? Because you were making a move in the right direction there. Yeah. Oh, okay. You got to come down to 260. All right. Well, you're always great in this game, and you were our original winner in our new format here on Ion Channel. So here we go. Lenny with 1 point. Here's your true-false question. Miami head basketball coach Jim Larinaga's son is also a basketball coach and was an assistant on the Boston Celtics coaching staff. True or false?
That's definitely true.
That is true. He was 2 for 2. So I couldn't baffle Lenny on his birthday. I fed him like a gimme true-false question there. Just rolled one right out there for you. All right, for 3 points, Lenny, and this will give you a total of 5. What pitcher was on the mound when Pete Rose's NL record 44-game hitting streak was snapped? What pitcher was on the mound at that time? Was it Gene Garber, Al Hrabowski?
That's it, Gene Garber.
How do you deal with this guy on his birthday? I mean, he's got superhuman powers today at 60. I hope it goes this well for the rest of your 60s here because it's a rough trip, as you know, Paulie, man, once you hit the big 6-0. All right, and this is appropriate, I guess, because of the Breeders' Cup being on the horizon and because we're outside the clubhouse entrance here on our video of Hialeah Park. When Fusiachi Pegasus won the 2000 edition of the Kentucky Derby, you can already hear the guy moaning in the background here as we hammer him with a horse racing question. He became the first winning favorite in the race in 21 years. Imagine that. Burial ground for favorites. Who was the last previous favorite to win the race in 1979?
Great question.
Was it Affirmed, Seattle Slew, Spectacular Bid, or Plug Nickel?
Let's go with Affirmed.
It was not Affirmed. It was the Bid. Spectacular Bid was the last winning favorite before Fusiachi Pegasus won as the chalk. Boy, that's not the case anymore in a lot of these races, huh?
Right.
You're seeing the Derby really turned around, didn't it, in terms of favorites? It used to be like Belmont Park, the burial ground for all chalk. All right, Lenny, 5 points has you tied for the lead with Barry here. I'm not sure what success we're going to have contesting the usual format on the playoffs, but we're going to work on that here in just a few minutes.
Okay.
In the meantime, you can dial us up at 888-363-4467. 888-363-4467 if you'd like to play the game. And Paulie, man, this is a continuation, game number 1 of the Hialeah Park Trivia Challenge. And our esteemed colleague, the Paulie man, Paul Masella, next set of questions.
Easy baseball. He once said you got to be very careful if you don't know where you're going, because there's a very good chance you ain't going to get there. Who else? Lawrence Yogi Berra, Lawrence Welk, Lawrence of Arabia, or Jennifer Lawrence?
All right, here's Ricardo spinning the random phone scrambler to select the next player. Ron, you're on the Hialeah Park Trivia Challenge. Good morning, Ron. Ron, get a run, I get a run, I get a run. Ron, you're on the Hialeah Park Trivia Challenge. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, guys.
Excellent.
So it's A.
You have 1 point. You're in the game, my friend. Very sharp players today so far. Very sharp, Paulie, man.
Baseball, true or false? 2017 World Series MVP George Springer's mother, Laura, competed as a top-level gymnast. True or false?
Let's go false.
Says false, but happens to be true.
Yeah, true.
All right, 1 going for 4 here, Ron. This would put you in a strong position.
Wrestling. He won the opening match at the first ever WrestleMania, WrestleMania 1. Was it Tito Santana, King Kong Bundy, Ricky Steamboat, or Brutus Beefcake?
Let's go C.
C, incorrect.
Santana.
All right, here's a big one coming up for you, Ron. A 5-point question. We put you right in the lead here and knock Barry and Lenny back into a tie for second.
Football. In the regular season, Tom Brady was 4-0 against his current team, Tampa Bay. He is also 20-0 versus 3 teams combined. Who of the following is
not
one of those teams? Dallas, Washington, Minnesota, or Atlanta?
Minnesota.
Minnesota, he says.
6-0 against Minnesota and Dallas. He's 8-0 against Atlanta. The answer was Washington.
All right, very good. So we still have a dead heat for first place here. Game number 1, Hialeah Park Trivia Challenge. We got the Paulie man, Paul Masella. I'm Jeff Deforrest. Barry and Lenny, each in a dead heat at 5 points apiece here in game number 1. You can dial us up if you want to play. 888-363-4467. 888-363-4467. We should get in a word here for Dave Gergely and Perdomo Cigars, as he, just unbelievable. The association with Perdomo for a long, long time. What is the thing? It's the Silverino or something. It reminds me of your ex-wife. But you have all kinds of great cigars. I'm not a cigar smoker, and I know that these are the best cigars that you can find. I mean, virtually impossible to beat.
True success story.
Yeah, great. I met Nick a long time ago on a red-eye flight from Las Vegas. And, of course, I'd known him because he'd been a long-time sports show sponsor. And got involved with Dave Gergely and the Hialeah Park Trivia Challenge in its infinite stage. Infant stage. Infinite, we hope it goes on forever, especially with this new spectacular format that we've developed here. But great guy, started from scratch. You always love that. Real Horatio Alger type of story, even a Horatio Luro type of story, rags to riches type of thing, and really made it great. Takes tremendous pride in everything they do. Perdomo Cigars, absolutely fantastic. And if you're out here for the Breeders' Cup, you can go out on the balconies there, the veranda, and at Hialeah Park, plunge away and light up a couple of Perdomo cigars. Hopefully you'll have some winners. You know there has to be balloons, and that's one of the great gambling stories of all time, is it not? The whole Valponi thing, and how these guys had figured out a way to post-race, put tickets out after the race was over. And the only reason they were outed, I mean, what a tremendous coincidence and also piece of irony that they were only outed because of their own greed and not anticipating that they would have some impossible horse 3 times on 3 separate tickets, which nobody in their right mind would ever do. Yeah, crazy stuff. I mean, and what happened? The guy that was the mastermind, as always, he ended up getting the least amount of time.
do you do, 9 months or something?
Yeah. It was unbelievable.
9 months or
Yeah,
something?
yeah. Speak right into that thing there, Paulie, man. Don't be afraid to push it a little closer. All right. 888-363-4467. 888-363-4467. We're going to wrap up game number 1 here of the Hialeah Park Trivia Challenge. Facebook Live, I on SFL. And that's EYE on SFL. Jack Namer engineering a masterpiece here. Is that him dozing off in the corner? He says, when are you going to get to game 2? Now, the other question that we have for our technical crew, and you can nod, one way or the other. I guess we'll, try and give a little time to figure this out. Can we conduct the finals with 2 people on at the same time? Is that possible to do? All right. We're thinking maybe. All right. So we'll see what happens here. But this will be a key set of questions as we have 2 guys with 5 points, Barry and Lenny. And getting set now for our last set of questions, game number 1 for the LandLubbers gift certificate. All right, here we go. Before his 1993 matchup with the undefeated Julio Cesar Chavez, this is one of my favorites, Paulie, man. Yes. I love this one. Who was 84-0 at the time with 73 knockouts, Chavez was. This former lightweight champion said he was unimpressed, saying at the press conference that Chavez's first 60 fights were against Tijuana cab drivers, guys my mother could have knocked out. Of course, he proceeded to get knocked out himself, this particular guy. Was that Greg Haugen, Greg LeMond, Greg Nettles, or Gregory Peck? And here is the random phone scrambler to select our next player. No, not yet? Okay, we're not going to the... Oh, you were ready for the finals already. All right, we have a mixed signal here. Let's do this. So we'll take a quick break and come back. We'll either have the finals or one more player going in game number 1 of the Hialeah Park Trivia Challenge. I think I got everybody confused there, but we've already tossed out. We're working on things as they go here. And outside the clubhouse entrance to Hialeah Park, courtesy of the Magic Television and Jack Namer, his fine organization, Ion Channel. Very happy to be out here and with you on the program today. We'll be with you until 9 o'clock Eastern Time on the audio and the video stream, and we'll come back with the finals of game number 1 of the Hialeah Park Trivia Challenge in a moment. Now that.
The time.
It is 8:20.
Since day one of Old School, we've had Catholic Health Services be part of our family. They are recognized as the quintessential rehab facility in the Southeast for strokes, but it goes well beyond strokes because Catholic Health Services is in the community of South Florida to help the community stay healthy. And if they're not healthy, get them healthy and get them back on their feet quicker than they could have ever expected. They do it every single day. It's step and repeat 24/7. Catholic Health Services.
Destination Sport Miami is here to revolutionize the sports landscape in South Florida. The largest indoor multifaceted sports complex in North America is on the way, with distinguished leaders of its various sports programs and unparalleled access to the finest indoor training fields and facilities. Destination Sport Miami will set South Florida apart as the destination of choice for elite athletic training and development and for its dedication to youth programs and sports on all levels. A phenomenal concept and a powerful undertaking, Destination Sport Miami will also be an important commodity in the sports business community as well. Destination Sport Miami, its time has come. The championship meet is right around the corner at Gulfstream Park. The only place for live racing, Gulfstream's action has never been hotter. Whether it's on the track, in the casino, or part of the dining and entertainment offered at the village of Gulfstream Park. Currently running Thursday through Sunday, Gulfstream's racing package is the best in the country, with all the top horses and people in the game pointing towards another tremendous winter season. Check out the remodeled first floor casino, open 7 days and nights a week, along with the many special events and concerts happening at Gulfstream Park. You can place your wagers from anywhere at firstbet.com. Check the calendar of events at gulfstreampark.com.
Hey, it's Mike Mayo, the Gambling Gourmet here for my friends over at Shenanigans Sports Pub. It's a great place to go to take in a game, a good meal, and a couple of drinks. My friend Patrick, he's been doing it a long time, and he's got 2 locations. West Side is right across from TY Park in Hollywood. And then the East Side location is at 1300 South Federal Highway in Dania Beach. Shenanigans is the place for wings, burgers, barbecue, fresh fish, anything you want, drink specials, late night dining, outdoor dining. It is the place to go, family friendly. Go to Shenanigans and tell them the Gambling Gourmet sent you.
Buy or lease a Taos and take it to the house at Deal Volkswagen. Anna and her team make your next VW purchase or lease so easy with new inventory rolling in daily and the biggest selection of certified pre-owned vehicles in the business. You can make your deal online at dealvolkswagen.com or visit the beautiful showroom in the classic location, 3601 Bird Road, right in the heart of the Gables. Or give Anna and the team at Deal a call at 305-448-DEEL. Jettas, Passats, Tiguans, Atlas models, and the hottest vehicle in the industry, the new Taos, all at unbeatable prices and all ready to roll off the showroom floor at the #1 Volkswagen dealership around, Deal Volkswagen.
I mean, if you look at our organization today, and you've seen what we've done, from every aspect except on the playing field, we're probably the first-class organization in the National Football League.
It's now time for the Defo Show.
I guess you expected to.
A very important qualifier there, delivered by Stephen Ross, the owner of the Miami Dolphins, in every other aspect of things, other than on the playing field. Which at 1-7, I mean, what are you going to say? Are they 1-7 now? 1-6? What's the deal? They've lost 7 in a row. Yeah, and they have the Houston Texans, which would be the NFL's equivalent of a patsy this year on the schedule. So if they lose that, it's going to be pretty tough stuff. All right, we're going to take another bold leap, quantum leap forward, and challenge our technical expertise here. And this is an initial offering of the new style on Ion Channel. People have been asking me, hey, how's that going? I'm saying it's spectacular. We're with the right organization. And I think we have really stepped up our game today on the video side. Have we not, Paulie, man? I mean, I know you usually come in with a kind of, sheepish approach to these sort of things. You were, well, let's face it, you were scared to death to drive here. And, people on the road should know that, whatever it is that you're doing, is it night blindness? What is it that you're afflicted with now that had you having so many problems getting here?
It's tough driving at night now, yeah.
Yeah. Now, do you take
That's a real old man thing, right? That means you're getting old.
Well, and every time I gave you like one piece of the directions to get here, which wasn't like the easiest thing to relay, but did you throw the phone against the dashboard? Is that the way you were navigating this?
I was trying to use the GPS, and it jumped back at me and just said flatly, "Are you kidding me?"
Yeah, my GPS comes up and says, you're lost, old man. You're lost in the fog. All right, so we're going to try this. We're going to try the finals of game number 1. We will have a second game, and you can jump on board, and that's 888-363-4467 if you want to play game number 2 of the Hialeah Park Trivia Challenge, 888-363-4467. So we had Barry and the birthday boy, Lenny, in a dead heat, and we're going to attempt to bring them both up right now. So let's try this one at a time first, see how it goes. Barry, are you with us? Barry, are you on hold here?
Yeah, can you hear me?
We hear you just fine, Barry. And once again, nice to touch base with you, hear your voice. Lenny the Chronic, the birthday boy, are you with us? Lenny the Chronic.
I'm here. Can you hear me?
This is a miracle. My God. It's like a Jerry Lewis telethon. Yeah, we got 2 people on hold. The whole fire department wants to donate $300,000. All right, here's what's going to happen, guys. And this is a traditional conclusion to these games, and it's a very exciting thing. Jack hasn't witnessed this yet, and you can see the anticipation that he has for the finals of game number 1 of the Hialeah Park Trivia Challenge. Paulie Man's going to throw out a question here. Well, he's going to toss it out there. Call out your name if you want to answer right away. If nobody answers right away, he's going to offer multiple choice. The first person to call out his name gets first choice, and we'll go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth until we have a winner. Good luck for the championship, game number 1 of the new version of the Hialeah Park Trivia Challenge, a video sensation. Here's the Paulie Man, Paul himself.
Baseball. When Cincinnati fans stuffed the ballot box for the 1957 All-Star Game, who was the only non-Cincinnati position player to be elected to the starting lineup?
All right, anybody? Here's multiple choice. Call out your name if you want to answer.
Willie Mays, Hank Aaron, Stan Musial, Ernie Banks.
Lenny. Stan Musial.
Stan the man.
Wow.
Gets it right away. Shuts out Barry in Tennessee and accumulates yet another redeemable LandLubbers gift certificate. My God. Happy birthday, Lenny. I mean, it's only appropriate, right? Lenny the Chronic. He's won 2 weeks in a row, and I think we'll just have to send him, we may as well just give him a piece of the shop there at LandLubbers. So congratulations, Lenny, and way to play the game. All right, we'll have a second game on tap here. We'll take you up until 9 o'clock Eastern time, and you can dial us up if you want to play, 888-363-4467, 888-363-4467. IONchannel.com. /Facebook Live, Ion SFL. Is this too complicated for people? It should be
No.
pretty simple. You just go to IONchannel.com. You click on the Defo Show. You have the Hialeah Park.
IEYE, though.
EYE is the key there. EYE would be the key. All right, so dial us up if you want to play. We'll try and load up the phone lines at 888-363-4467. Paulie, man, once again, you're involved. This highlight is getting sensational, right, because of the shutdown of Dania highlight. And I do remember, and I love the entrepreneurial type, and we know that Scott Savin at Magic City Casino is known as the innovator.
Yes.
And it's not for no reason. It's not like we just had to find something to flatter the guy because we both needed jobs and support. But he came up with this highlight thing. Billy Corbin was even going to back out of the movie, I think, because he saw like an impending disaster taking place there. And I remember being at that initial press conference. We've mentioned it many times. And guy drops the ball. He's going to get it and serve it. And, then trips over it, falls flat on his face. And you're thinking, this isn't going too well. But the innovator survived it, Savin, and now it's going great.
It's amazing how good they got. And the proof of the pudding is that earlier in the second national highlight championships, the Magic City player won the singles and the Magic City players won the doubles against some of the top players, from Tampa, from, of course, down here, Dania and everything.
I want to apologize, too. You remember the Tampa player? He came down to Miami, Daniel.
Yeah.
But I cursed this guy out one day. It was an embarrassment. There were only like 2 people left in the fronton. This was in Tampa. And then my friend threw a drink through the screen. So there was ice splattering all over the court there. And we got escorted out, as you might imagine, rather swiftly by a very stern and strict security group that essentially threw us out like we were in that bar in the Bronxdale, right? When the bikers came in there. But
now you can't leave.
Yeah, exactly. But no, great play taking place there.
It's amazing. As you said, these were athletes, great majority of them from Miami, and none of them never played before. They were, and some athletes, they weren't, just coming out of college.
It's not an easy game. It's like the reverse of everything you're thinking.
And they were brutal to watch, as you said, that first press conference luncheon when they're gonna show you now, and they were missing 1 bounces.
Yeah.
And boy, are they good. They're really outstanding.
And they ran for the chow right after, which was like, I thought somewhat unjustifiable.
But really outstanding. And the place is going good. Our side, the sports club, it's $10 to get a seat there, but you get $10 back in free food, a push.
That's a nice
And, of course, set up fantastic for hopefully sports gambling, televisions all over the place.
What's with the lawsuits? They're flying like they were flipping baseball cards.
Lawsuits are flying, and we'll see what happens with that.
All right, that's Magic City Casino. You catch the Paulie man there. That's called the Sports Room.
Sports Club.
Sports Club. And you catch the Paulie man there. He is the ultimate concierge. Did he grease you like they do the guy at Joe's? Sits every 4 over there. Yeah. No, they're not going to wait. But you'll catch the Paulie man there and some great highlight action. You can bet it on a variety of different sources.
And for racing fans, just quickly, with the simulcasting, right around the corner, the day after Thanksgiving, the opening always the 26th. Or I think it's the 26th this year. But Fairgrounds.
Oh, yeah? Nice.
And then December 3rd, Oak Lawn Park. So 2 major tracks coming up.
Breeders' Cup races coming up there as well. All right. You can also catch the Breeders' Cup, and this is fantastic. And the Champions Sportscasting room, simulcasting room, rather, at Hialeah Park. It's a fantastic room. Really set up well. I mean, I remember when Frank Fiore was first showing me the thing, and it was just going to be like the size of the Brass Rail Bar, and then they got the brainstorm to go ahead and open it up. And really, just a phenomenal place. They've had tournaments there, Breeders' Cup tournaments, and NHC tournaments there as well. And everybody loves it. And horse players can be the most reluctant to embrace anything, no matter how phenomenal the people are, and the treatment, and the way the room is set up, and they all raved about it, including my good man Johnny Kasbar, who hadn't been down there for a while. My accountant, the accountant to the stars, and this guy, very sharp handicapper, was in the tournament there, and he said, "Man, this place is just a treasure. You're going to love it." Champion Simulcasting Room at Hialeah Park. Make your reservations for the Breeders' Cup. Absolutely a phenomenal couple of days of racing. Gets underway tomorrow, and then the big day is Saturday with all of the featured races there. What is it, $6 million now for the Classic? A mile and a quarter. Medina Spirit going to be in a race, and who is Nick Sko the favorite in that thing? Nick Sko, the favorite. What do you think?
Essential Quality.
You're going to try and take a shot against him?
Max player, I'm going to go with, yeah.
Has there ever been a time that you haven't taken a very formidable position against the favorite in virtually any event? The Polyman Paul Massell, 888-363. Game number 2 on tap here, Hialeah Park Trivia Challenge, 888-363-4467. Our thanks again to the people Ion Channel for making this happen. If you're catching the video, really very happy about the way it all turned out. The crew was in here about 6 o'clock, and in horror,
Yeah, great job they did.
the looks on their faces, they were just overwhelmed with fear that this was never going to happen. And wow, here we are. Fantastic job. I never doubted these guys for a second.
No, you didn't.
Never doubted them. 888-363-4467. If you want to play game number 2, another LandLubbers gift certificate is up for grabs here. He's the Polyman Paul Massell. I'm Jeff Deforrest. Back with more on Ion Channel and IonChannel.com in a moment. Now that. It's time to play game 2.
It's the Gambling Gourmet for Cafe Seville in Fort Lauderdale. It's one of my favorite places. It is old school joint that's serving Spanish and classic continental cuisine in a cozy, friendly setting. It's at 2768 East Oakland Park Boulevard. They're open every day except Sunday for dinner, starting at 5 p.m. You go in there, you see Joey and his better half Sally. They are giving the greatest in service. We have food. Oh my gosh, it's paella, shrimp with garlic sauce, stuffed veal chop. They serve this great, fantastic, warm sourdough bread. Go to Cafe Seville in Fort Lauderdale and tell them that the Gambling Gourmet sent you.
Hey, folks, Tony Segreto here. What if I told you you could go to a great restaurant, feel completely safe because their COVID protocol is unmatched, have an amazing meal, have a great time. When the bill comes, you won't get sticker shock. You're going to say, that's too good to be true. No, it's not. Because I'm talking about Texas Roadhouse. Great family atmosphere, great atmosphere for a couple, great atmosphere if you just want to go by yourself and watch a game and have the coldest beer in town. And while you're doing that, have the best bread in town. All at Texas Roadhouse. Everything you get there is fresh every day and made sure it's served at your table, hot and ready to go. And the best part is you don't get sticker shock because the prices are amazing. Texas Roadhouse.
Destination Sport Miami is here to revolutionize the sports landscape in South Florida. The largest indoor multifaceted sports complex in North America is on the way, with distinguished leaders of its various sports programs and unparalleled access to the finest indoor training fields and facilities. Destination Sport Miami will set South Florida apart as the destination of choice for elite athletic training and development and for its dedication to youth programs and sports on all levels. A phenomenal concept and a powerful undertaking, Destination Sport Miami will also be an important commodity in the sports business community as well. Destination Sport Miami, its time has come.
Since day one of Old School, we've had Catholic Health Services be part of our family. They are recognized as the quintessential rehab facility in the Southeast for strokes, but it goes well beyond strokes because Catholic Health Services is in the community of South Florida to help the community stay healthy. And if they're not healthy, get them healthy and get them back on their feet quicker than they could have ever expected. They do it every single day. It's step and repeat, 24/7, Catholic Health Services.
Buy or lease a Taos and take it to the house at Deal Volkswagen. Anna and her team make your next VW purchase or lease so easy with new inventory rolling in daily and the biggest selection of certified pre-owned vehicles in the business. You can make your deal online at dealvolkswagen.com or visit the beautiful showroom in the classic location, 3601 Bird Road, right in the heart of the Gables. Or give Anna and the team at Deal a call at 305-448-DEEL. Jettas, Passats, Tiguans, Atlas models, and the hottest vehicle in the industry, the new Taos, all at unbeatable prices and all ready to roll off the showroom floor at the #1 Volkswagen dealership around, Deal Volkswagen.
How many gamblers did I bail out last weekend with my game of the year? A $100 bettor made $10,000. A $500 bettor made $50,000. Well, I got 6 games on Sunday that I'm releasing absolutely free. These games are a burial, a blowout, a human lock. You can bet your unborn children on these 6 games. Absolutely.
Whoa, I believe.
We now return to the Defo Show.
That was a great movie, Two for the Money.
Yes.
They really did a tremendous job of replicating and giving you the feel for what it was like to be running one of these tout show deals. And, of course, Brandon Lane was the guy that the movie was based on. Although others claim that Stu Feiner said naturally that the movie was based on his life, which Lang.
Well, the McConaughey
Yeah.
character was Brandon
Brandon
Lang.
Lang, yeah.
And Stu Feiner was supposedly Pacino, or that was Jay
No,
Feist.
no, yeah, that was Feist. Pacino was running the show there, and that was a great scene. And we had Jeremy Piven on our show one time. He came to the studio. He was doing some stand-up comedy down at the Miami Improv. So they used to bring these guys by the studio, and they would appear on various radio stations. There were 7 in the building. He stopped by with us, and he didn't realize that I really thought he did deserve an Oscar.
When you said that, he thought you were being sarcastic,
Yeah, he said
which he
enough.
took well, though, like a good zing. But you were being honest. It was a great movie.
Another low blow here from Galata. I don't know how many more he's going to get away with before the ref has to finally take a point away. What do you think there, Larry Merchant? Well, I don't know. At 2 fighters here at the crossroads. That was great. But, he took it, a little bit the wrong way. I just thought it was a brilliant performance because he played that kind of deadpan guy that was also on the panel to perfection in that movie. And
Absolutely.
It's not necessarily his natural MO in life to be touting football games, although he does have a tip sheet, I think, online somewhere. I think you can pick it up on TikTok. It's like $95 a selection. All right, dial us up if you want to play. We're going to get game number 2 started here of the Hialeah Park Trivia Challenge. And once again, congratulations to the crew here, Ion Channel. And, of course, another visionary, the great Frank Fiore. We owe him, just a tremendous debt of gratitude for all the things he's done for us over the years. And he believes in the local media. And when we made this transition, he said, yeah, you know what? That's even better. Forget about what you were doing in the past there. Just walk through that door and move forward. I was at the Funky Biscuit last night, my favorite place there in Boca Raton. I caught a guy from Texas named Chris Duarte. Fantastic. I mean, it's phenomenal. You can't believe anybody could be that good at anything. But the people there have known me as being on a regular morning drive radio show for a long time. And, the word was out, that's not happening anymore. And, trying some new things here, Ion Channel. And everybody, it's kind of like they're trying maybe whitefish for the first time, where it's like, what is that? But very concerned about my well-being, which I greatly appreciate. So once again, we want to go ahead and refute the idea. Rumors of our professional death greatly exaggerated, if anything, going in the opposite direction and gaining ground rapidly, as the great Bob Savage used to say. But, they always have that kind of look of concern on their face, like, are you okay? And I'm thinking, I don't know. It's like Papillon time. How do I look? You look great, champ. Look great. All right, ready for game number 2, Paulie, man? You want to get into it?
Yes.
I started to do a toss out here. And so let's go ahead and go back to that, and then we'll use the scrambler. And if you want to jump on board and get in early, 888-363-4467, 888-363-4467. All right, here we go. We had this quote that we tossed out as a toss-out question before his 1993 matchup with the undefeated Julio Cesar Chavez, who was 84-0 at the time with 73 knockouts, Paulie, man. This former lightweight champion said he was unimpressed, saying Chavez's first 60 fights were against Tijuana cab drivers, guys my mother could have knocked out. Was that Greg Haugen, Greg LeMond, Greg Nettles, or Gregory Peck? And we're going to roll the Randophone Scrambler. And our first player in game number 2 is going to be Bob. Bob, you're on the Hialeah Park Trivia Challenge. Welcome to game number 2. Hello, sir.
Good morning, fellas.
Hey, Bob.
Good to have you on. Now, are you watching the video on ionchannel.com, Bob? Have you gotten to that point?
Yes.
How do we look? We look all right?
Very good.
Because I got a couple of texts here. I look like a shot fighter, they said.
Defo, the team you kind of think of earlier this morning was the Indianapolis Clowns.
Oh, Indianapolis Clowns, yeah. But Bob is great, man. I mean, we have some very sharp guys out there. Hard to believe we stumped them on anything. All right, speak up a little bit, Bob. We have a little bit of a weak connection, and here's your true-false question. Oh, it's me. All right, when he came to the Miami Dolphins, Josh Rosen was briefly with the Miami Dolphins. They thought, Lubie thought he was going to be a savior, and they said, yeah, they finally got somebody who can throw the football. He was gone within a couple of weeks, which is the usual thing that happens when Lubie makes a prediction on the show. Josh Rosen, true or false, comes from royal stock and is the great-great-great-grandson of John Wharton, for whom the Wharton School of Business is named. True or false? Josh Rosen.
think that's true.
That is true, believe it or not. Wow. That's quite a distinction. Obviously, the gene was a lot
Yes.
sharper on the business side than it was in terms.
On the
Well,
athletic side.
he was. You can't really rip a guy who played at a high level of college
No,
football
no.
and say that he's a lousy player just because he wasn't your dream quarterback as a pro. All right, Bob, you'll probably know this one too. What team drafted one of my favorite players of all time in the NBA? You know I like big white stiffs. What team drafted Dwayne Shinsis? Dwayne Shinsis in the 1990 NBA draft with the 24th overall pick. Who drafted Dwayne Shinsis? Was that the Sacramento Kings, the New Jersey Nets, the San Antonio Spurs, or the Indiana Pacers?
I think he was on the Spurs.
This man is a genius,
He's
man.
good,
Bob, you
boy.
were on your game. I mean, what can we possibly ask this guy that he doesn't already know? All right, for 5 points and the sweep here to start out game number 2 of the Hialeah Park Trivia Challenge. What player was not on the St. Louis Blues' original 1967-1968 roster? Remember the NHL
Sure.
had 6 teams. They were all in the Western Conference. The Blues were very good at that time. The rest of the expansion teams that they put into the league weren't so hot, and the Blues were a dominant team back then. Was that Al Arbor, Cesar Maniago, another one of my favorites, Bob Plager, or Red Berenson?
Good question, boy.
Oh, boy. Red Berenson.
Red Berenson. No, the Red Baron was on that team. He was like one of the first guys in the NHL to wear a helmet, and they thought he was kind of, can I say this? They thought he was a bit of a wuss, right? Because
Yes.
he was putting a helmet on, and turned out he was way ahead of his time. That often happens, Paulie, man. Cesar Maniago was not on that original roster. He was one of my favorite goaltenders, and I think prospered for a while with the Minnesota North Stars when they came into the league. All right, Bob with 5 points is in the lead here. Game number 2 of the Hialeah Park Trivia Challenge. You can dial us up at 888-363-4467, 888-363-4467, as feels good to be at the clubhouse entrance here to Hialeah Park. I mean, just a miracle. Big Jack goes out there, takes one picture, bingo. Here we are sitting there early in the morning on Ion Channel and all the various outlets that they have. All right, Paulie Man, you ready? Another set of questions here. Game number 2, Hialeah Park Trivia Challenge for the LandLubbers gift certificate. Here's the Paulie Man, Paul Massell.
Hoops. This Boston Celtic teammate, recalling Larry Bird's most amazing feat, stated, "Once we went out to dinner, and he actually picked up the check." ML Carr, Austin Rivers, or Stone Cold Steve Austin?
All right, very good. Here's a round of phone scrambler. Ricardo at the controls there. And it's Megan. We have Megan. You're on the Hialeah Park Trivia Challenge. Good morning, Megan. Megan. All right, we're picking up Megan. Megan, are you with us? Hello. Megan. All right, connecting with Megan here, and she will be our next player here on the Trivia Challenge. Megan. Megan has gotten a little gun shy. All right, we're going to take a quick break and come back. That's always good. Throw it right to a break, Deep. 888-363-4467. 888-363-4467. We'll continue game number 2 here and take up until 9 o'clock Eastern time here on the show. Ion Channel, ionchannel.com. You can catch the weekday show. Tomorrow we'll go from 7 until 10 in the morning with the Deal Volkswagen Degenerate Friday. And pretty soon, I think we'll be just hanging out there at what would be Gulfstream Park for that particular show. It's always a lot of fun. We'll have our handicappers tomorrow. Mark Lawrence on fire.
Well,
he was in front at the quarter pole, quarter of the way into the Westgate Handicapping Championship, which, that's like the big wazoo of NFL handicapping tournaments. And I think he had to split. He was in a dead heat with a guy a quarter of the way through, and they split $100,000.
Wow!
So he already cashed for like 50 grand dimes, and been on fire on the show, going like 3-1 every week, college and pro picks, and then of course we also have handicapping the professor, who has been killing it.
Great.
Is this a particularly easy season of college football picking for some reason, handicapping?
I don't know. Seems like some chalk has been holding up in the pros which you would think that would kill
Yeah.
Mark Lawrence.
Yeah, but
there's never been a favorite that he likes. He's the greatest.
He's never picked a team that is actually giving points in the 10 or 15 years we've had him
Wow.
on the air. Never.
And a professor with college sports is just dynamite,
absolutely
boy. He's
fantastic.
fantastic. Yep.
All right, I think we've connected with Megan. Megan, you're on the Hialeah Park Trivia Challenge. Good morning, Megan.
Hi.
How are you, Megan? She was a little shy
I'm
there.
good. How are you?
Good, good. You have 1 point. You're in the game. And here's your true-false question.
You got a wrestling true or false. In high school, Mr. T was actually a citywide wrestling champion 2 years in a row. True or false?
True.
That is true.
That's true, yeah. All right, very good, Megan. Sharp player, 2 for 2.
College football with the Florida Gators touchdown with around 2.5 minutes to play. They have now gone 418 games without being shut out. The last time back in 1988. Though 6 years ago, they can only muster a safety 2 points versus Alabama, Florida State, Auburn, or LSU.
Florida State.
Yes. Wow.
This is a friend of Lenny the Chronic, I'm imagining here, with this razor-sharp response to all of your very difficult questions. Going for the sweep here, Megan. This will put you right on top right now. You're in a dead heat for first place with the great Bob.
Football with a touchdown pass last Sunday versus Tampa Bay. It was quarterback Trevor Simeon's first TD pass since 2017 as a member of the Denver Broncos, where he threw a touchdown pass versus Seattle, the New York Jets, Kansas City Chiefs, or Cleveland Browns.
Chiefs.
Incorrect.
New York Jets.
I think your clock needs a new battery.
Oh, yeah, that's what I said.
That's what you said? Go ahead. She said what? C?
Chiefs.
Oh, Chiefs, yeah. All right, Megan, but you're in a dead heat for first place, so fear not. You have 5 points, so does Bob. And that could end up being the finals here, although we'll try to squeeze in some more players. You could dial us up at 888-363-4467, 888-363-4467. Let me tell you once again about the wonderful things happening here at Hialeah Park. Just absolutely great to be here. Thanks again to the great Frank Fiore. Jack met Frank Fiore. You talk about putting two brilliant minds together, both with like a whole different approach to different things, but nonetheless, they blended in perfect synthesis. And here we are in front of the clubhouse here just a day later. Absolutely remarkable. Hialeah Park, great place to go for the Breeders' Cup. Tomorrow, of course, they'll have 5 races, all in the juvenile divisions. And then the big one, the big card takes place on Saturday. That's taking place at Del Mar. But you'll feel like you're there. And you can see already the beauty of the grounds here if you're watching online on the video on ionchannel.com, Paulie, man. You can see how beautiful the place is. Still looks absolutely the same.
Yep.
Dennis Testa, the ultimate when it comes to taking care. If this guy would give you advice on your lawn, you would never have to worry about pulling a weed, man. The guy is absolutely fantastic. Of course, Steve Calabro with the casino. They're winning jackpots in there. They're going to be expanding all kinds of gaming operations with the sports wagering.
Yes.
We don't know exactly all the details on that, but absolutely make sure you plug in on HialeahPark.com. Their fine website gives you all the latest information about how you can sign up for the sports wagering now in effect here in the state of Florida. And I didn't see any figures on that. Did you see any numerology? How much money was sent in the first day, do you think?
Really don't know.
No idea?
No.
All right. Well, I mean, you're keeping that. It's a well-kept secret. There's still people out there fighting it. There's lawsuits flying around, all kinds of crazy stuff. But Hialeah has been named as one of the destinations of choice here in South Florida for the future. And that'll be sports wagering taking place. And I know Frank Fiore has that's all set up and well thought out. So you're going to be able to gather there, watch your games, hang out with your friends, slug down a couple of cocktails, all at reasonable prices from the Brass Rail Bar and the Crossover Cafe and any other the dining spots there. Junior's Bistro is a great spot. And also, I love that little Havana Cafe. Best Cuban sandwich. We should run this by Mike Mayo. I think he would be in agreement, the Gambling Gourmet. Best Cuban sandwich in Hialeah is at Hialeah Park. And you wouldn't normally expect that, right? You're thinking ballpark food, but they've always been a leader in that category. And, of course, cater parties and do all kinds of great stuff as well. Hialeah Park, we're happy to be associated with them. The Hialeah Park Trivia Challenge. We'll come back and finish off game number 2 of the Hialeah Park Trivia Challenge in a moment here on Ion Channel and IonChannel.com. It's time for the finals, my friends.
It's the Gambling Gourmet for Cafe Seville in Fort Lauderdale. It's one of my favorite places. It is old school joint that's serving Spanish and classic continental cuisine in a cozy, friendly setting. It's at 2768 East Oakland Park Boulevard. They're open every day except Sunday for dinner, starting at 5 p.m. You go in there, you see Joey and his better half Sally. They are giving the greatest in service. And the food, oh my gosh, it's paella, shrimp with garlic sauce, stuffed veal chop. They serve this great, fantastic, warm sourdough bread. Go to Cafe Seville in Fort Lauderdale and tell them that the Gambling Gourmet sent you.
Hey, folks, Tony Segreto here. What if I told you you could go to a great restaurant, feel completely safe because their COVID protocol is unmatched, have an amazing meal, have a great time. When the bill comes, you won't get sticker shock. You're going to say, that's too good to be true. No, it's not, because I'm talking about Texas Roadhouse. Great family atmosphere, great atmosphere for a couple, great atmosphere if you just want to go by yourself and watch a game and have the coldest beer in town. And while you're doing that, have the best bread in town. All at Texas Roadhouse. Everything you get there is fresh every day and made sure it's served at your table, hot and ready to go. And the best part is you don't get sticker shock because the prices are amazing. Texas Roadhouse.
Destination Sport Miami is here to revolutionize the sports landscape in South Florida. The largest indoor multifaceted sports complex in North America is on the way, with distinguished leaders of its various sports programs and unparalleled access to the finest indoor training fields and facilities. Destination Sport Miami will set South Florida apart as the destination of choice for elite athletic training and development, and for its dedication to youth programs and sports on all levels. A phenomenal concept and a powerful undertaking, Destination Sport Miami will also be an important commodity in the sports business community as well. Destination Sport Miami, its time has come.
Since day one of Old School, we've had Catholic Health Services be part of our family. They are recognized as the quintessential rehab facility in the Southeast for strokes, but it goes well beyond strokes because Catholic Health Services is in the community of South Florida to help the community stay healthy. And if they're not healthy, get them healthy and get them back on their feet quicker than they could have ever expected. They do it every single day. It's step and repeat 24/7. Catholic Health Services.
Buy or lease a Taos and take it to the house at Deal Volkswagen. Anna and her team make your next VW purchase or lease so easy with new inventory rolling in daily and the biggest selection of certified pre-owned vehicles in the business. You can make your deal online at dealvolkswagen.com or visit the beautiful showroom in the classic location, 3601 Bird Road, right in the heart of the Gables. Or give Anna and the team at Deal a call at 305-448-DEEL. Jettas, Passats, Tiguans, Atlas models, and the hottest vehicle in the industry, the new Taos, all at unbeatable prices and all ready to roll off the showroom floor at the #1 Volkswagen dealership around, Deal Volkswagen.
The world's heavyweight champion. I don't have to say a lot more about the way I feel about Ric Flair. No respect, no honor. There is no honor among thieves. He put hard times on Dusty Rhodes and his family. That is.
The only way to get your morning started is with Defo, joined by Lubie, right here on the Defo Show.
Still amazing that would be and constitute what people would perceive to be the American dream,
Yes.
Dusty Rhodes. Did you go to some of those matches down there in Miami Beach Convention Center?
No.
Championship Wrestling from Florida. You would be the guy, though, that would point this out because you pointed it out about Russell Crowe in the Gladiator movie that nobody ever had worse cellulite on their thighs.
A young lady told me that went to the post with him, supposedly.
Oh, yeah?
And she was correct.
Correct, yeah.
She gave me the right count, Defo.
It was a fat schlub with massive amounts of cellulite and just fat hanging over the sides of his shorts, American flag shorts that he had, some cowboy boots, and a face that was scarred with all of those razor cuts that he had put on it when he was a bad guy and wasn't a world champion. And that constituted the American dream.
As you know, I got done in with a massive, every article, every picture, everything, young Paulie man about wrestling.
Yes.
and I went to get Brute Bernard's autograph.
Of the great tag team, Skull Murphy and Brute Bernard.
And no, it wasn't Brute Bernard. It was Skull Murphy. I'm sorry.
Skull Murphy.
And he ripped the thing into shreds. Too much in character. I swear the thing would be worth like 50,000.
Broken-hearted Paulie man is standing there at some warehouse where they were holding the wrestling matches outside of the
Might have
Moose
been
Lodge.
Sunnyside Gardens, Defo.
All right, ready for the finals here. We have Megan and Bob going to square off for the championship. We're all set here on the Hialeah Park Trivia Challenge for the title of game number 2, and quite a distinction this would be. Paulie Man's going to fire up a question, guys. Call out your name if you want to answer right away. If nobody answers right away, we'll offer multiple choice. The first person to call out his or her name in this case will get first chance. We'll go back and forth until we have a winner for the title here and the championship belt, World Boxing Council Variety. Game number 2, Hialeah Park Trivia Challenge. The Paulie Man, Paul Massell.
Baseball. He was the last man to draw an intentional walk the traditional way during the regular season. Ball 1, ball 2, ball 2, when they had to throw it.
All right.
A.
Here are the choices.
A. David Ortiz. B. Albert Pujols. C. Giancarlo Stanton. D. Ryan Braun.
Anybody? Guys, call out. Bob. Bob got in first. Bob.
Ryan Braun.
Incorrect. 3 left for Megan.
David Ortiz, Albert Pujols, Giancarlo Stanton.
Pujols. 2 left for Bob.
David Ortiz, Giancarlo Stanton.
Stanton.
Correct. Wow.
Bob, our winner.
Great battle.
And Megan, you're our runner-up. Thank you so much for playing. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in here, Ion Channel. And you can find us on YouTube, all kinds of different outlets here, ionchannel.com. Jack Namer doing a fantastic job. Applause to the crew here today. They really worked hard on this thing, and we were able to pull it off. Got Miguel over here to the right. Of course, Jack was here bright and early. Brad always does a fantastic job. And Ricardo, are you hearing footsteps there? If you're Mike Lubitz? It's possible. A very smooth job under the circumstances. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. It was great. Thanks to the people at Hialeah Park, Frank Fiore, for going along with the whole plan here and saying, hey, there's a bright future for this show. And for the Paulie Man, Paul Massell, Jersey Kyle, who was with us earlier, I'm Jeff Deforrest. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time as we leave you now that Degenerate Friday tomorrow.